Good morning. It is 8:45 Monday. TGIM. Share this video out right now. I'm begging, go ahead and share this out because we are going to have an awesome show today. It's going to be fun. We're spreading positivity all week, starting today.
Are you starting your motivational speaking already?
Curt, I don't know if I am equipped. I don't know if I'm prepared to be a motivational speaker, but do you think I could do it?
Just do it. Do it.
Shia LaBeouf style, right?
Yeah,
Is that his name?
just do it. Shia LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
Yeah, so we have a motivational speaker coming in. We're going to be talking about a blood drive. It's going to be a packed show. You're going to want to stay tuned for the entire Kickstart with Gardy and Curt.
Even Stevens.
Oh,
okay, we got 13 seconds. We're going to go on the FM and get this show on the road. It's Monday, and you're starting it in the best way possible. So stay tuned. We're about to get into everything going on. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's Monday morning. Can you believe it? We're already here to another Monday. Another week has gone by. Another week of positivity here in Galveston County.
Yeah, we got a fun show ready for you already. Monday is always the best time to tune into Kickstart. I feel like Monday. Hey,
Yes.
By the way, we were just talking on the Facebook Live. For those who are listening, we were talking about motivational speaking. We actually have a motivational speaker coming into our show at 9 o'clock. His name is Colton Trout. And, you know, I feel like if there should be a motivational speaker, you and we could easily do it.
I don't think so. It seems like there's a lot more that goes into it than what appears on the surface.
There's a lot to it, but I feel like we do it every day.
Well, I don't know. How do you motivate yourself? I feel like it's easier to motivate somebody else because it's always easier to, like, do what I say, not as I do. And that's what I want to get down whenever we talk to Colton Trout. He's going to be in studio during the 9 o'clock hour talking about motivational speaking. I believe he's an author. He has a podcast. He's doing a lot right here in our area, and we want to talk about it. We want to get to the nitty-gritty.
Is it kind of like when you're dating somebody, they always tell you, like, you have to love yourself before you can love someone else? Like, you have to be able to motivate yourself before you can motivate somebody else? Like,
Did you hear that a lot? It's like,
cliche.
It's not you, it's me. That's like the cliche, right? It's not you,
never
it's me.
that.
I'm
But
just
right?
wondering what you're getting at. I guess.
Yeah, you got to motivate yourself. Like, you got to be able to be motivational yourself. Like, you can't be depressed and be a motivational speaker, right?
I think you could. Because you think about it, some of the people, there's like comedians, and I don't want to go too much into it, but they're hilarious and they're fun and everything looks okay on the outside, but then on the inside, you know, you're hurting. And it's easy to put on a mask, put on a face, and kind of like lean on comedy or lean on positivity, but on the inside, you got issues that you're dealing with yourself. So it just depends.
Isn't it sad the first thing I think of when I think of motivational speakers is Shia LaBeouf doing like, just do it.
No, he's been in our childhood up until now. I think he's had I saw an interview he did the other day on a radio station, and he was talking about a Sundance Film Festival. I guess he took a step away from Hollywood to make sure he had things going on in his own life, like, correctly. He said, I was getting pulled in a way, and I didn't like what was going on. So, take a step back, and that's important. Taking that self-care.
That self-care. I will always think of Shia LaBeouf for two things. You brought up Even Stevens. I kind of forgot about Even Stevens.
What? Great show. That's like his introduction into the world.
Right, but then I was like, Holes and Transformers.
Yeah.
And those are the two that I always think of. I didn't think of Even Stevens, but now that you brought it up, it's like, oh yeah, Even Stevens. It was a great
man,
show.
that was a good show. I remember watching that as a kid. That's whenever we first got cable back, because we had it when I was a little bitty, and then I remember it was like, no cable, and then we had it again, and I was like, yes, I have like all these channels, and I can actually watch TV. Besides, shout out to the real OG PBS Channel 8, like Arthur, watching those cartoons, reading Rainbow. It's in a book. Take a look.
Hey, so one of the things that's really hard today that I'm really excited about having Colton Trout in to motivate us a little bit,
okay,
is it's raining outside.
Okay.
And so whenever it's raining outside, I need an extra little bit of motivation, because I feel like when it's like this, the best thing to do is to cuddle up inside of a blanket, get some hot cocoa, and watch my favorite TV shows.
Your stories?
My stories.
Watch your telenovelas?
My telenovelas.
Soap operas? Hey, no, I feel you.
Oh.
Speaking of being cuddled up in a blanket, my mom got me a taco blanket. I posted it in the Talk of Taco Facebook group. Did you see that photo?
I did. I was kind of jealous. Why didn't she get me one?
You know?
I feel like that's now 2 gifts in a row.
Yes.
That she got. She got you a Father's Day gift.
If you talk to your mom, she may buy you gifts.
She called me last night. I ignored it.
Did you? Maybe she had a taco blanket and she was wondering where to send it. Could be.
Not my mom. Not my mom. But then she got you the taco blanket. And I'm like, Miss Garcia, where is mine?
Here's what else she got me. So James Avery had dropped this taco charm, and my mom got me one, which was awesome for Father's Day. She was like, "Hey, I got you your Father's Day gift. Do you want it?" And I was like, "I don't know if I want it, but I would have definitely had asked for it earlier if I'd have known." But anyways, I got this, and it was so cool. And I put it on a little keychain, which I like. And she had originally had it for a bracelet, and I was like, "Mom, I don't know if I'm gonna wear this bracelet." So I've had this on my backpack, and I can even place it right here, hanging out, making a taco mantle from the microphone right here.
It's just like all of a sudden it just starts weighing down, weighing down what's going on. Man, we're super excited, by the way, for our taco cook-off taking place October 12th. Make sure that if you're watching right now or if you're listening in the car at 99.5 FM that you block off that date. We're trying to tell you far enough in advance. Somebody said, hey, October 12th is one of the worst times because it's the middle of wedding season. I'm like, get married a different day.
Or get married at the taco festival. How about that?
People do that when they go to the Renaissance Festival.
You know, one thing that you've mentioned is, hey, if people pay for their own food, think about how much money you save. So if you have your wedding at the Talk of Taco cook-off,
you don't have to pay for food.
Well, everybody else will have to figure it out, and there's going to be a lot of food there. So it's going to be a great time. Put it on your calendar. Mark it off. Talk of Taco cook-off, October 12th. You want to be there. We're doing this, and we're benefiting the United Way. They're helping us plan everything. So I'm super excited. Speaking of wedding season, we're going to have Butler's Courtyard here in studio talking about a blood drive that they are putting on at their location in League City. They're not too far from Dr. Choppa's office. If you've been to what we'll call historic League City, it's really awesome. There's buildings that are like 100 years old they're beautiful. Like, and Butler's Courtyard is definitely one of those. Yeah,
we're going to be talking about a blood drive that they're trying to put on for the Bay Area Moms of Multiples. I think I got that right. Bam Mom.
Yeah,
mom.
She'll call it Bay Mom.
Bay Mom.
Bay Area Moms of Multiples. So if you have twins, triplets, and maybe you want to join, hang out with other like-minded mothers, and you're kind of living through those struggles and joys together, raising multiple children. Our boss, Pastor Catherine, she has twins. She could join.
That would be awesome. She lives in Bay Area too.
Yes.
Right? Because that's League City area counts.
Yeah, we saw a video that was posted, and it was shouting out Bay Area Houston, right? And I think it was including League City. It was including KHEA. It included, like, what else? I don't know that area, but it's such a term that I don't even know because it's not actually a city. It's like, oh, Bay Area. But if you want to join, you're in the area, go check out Bay Area Mothers of Multiples. There's a blood drive that is benefiting them at Butler's Courtyard.
Yeah, so that's our 10 o'clock guest. You know, Gardy, we also had a busy weekend. You and I were down in the city of Lamarck on Saturday for the Juneteenth celebration. That was a fun video to put together.
Yeah, it was, and we had a great time there. We were right by the library. There's a park there. It was fun. The most exciting thing is realizing it was the inaugural. It was the first official City of Lamarck Juneteenth celebration, and how great it was. That is a great starting point. I was telling my wife on the way home, can you imagine how good the next one's going to be? Because that was perfect. It was already perfect. But whenever you have a first event, usually it just gets better and better and better. You know, you add on, you can add different attractions, more people find out about it. It becomes even bigger, even better. And that was amazing.
You know, last week we had somebody in who was talking about they were doing some cook-offs, and they were going to go through, and I think it was the rodeo team was like, oh, we're going to go to these other cook-offs and take some notes, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
For me, the whole time I was there, I'm like, okay, can we do that at the taco cook-off? Can we do that at the taco cook-off? Can we have that? So I have some ideas. Some dancers would be great now at the taco cook-off.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yes, it will. It's 8:55. This is KHEA Radio.com. 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11. We are excited because it's Monday. Let us know, what do you have going on today? Are you spreading some positivity? If so, maybe we can give you a hand and help you out with that. Again, we're going to have Colton Trout in studio. We're also going to have Butler's Courtyard hanging out, talking about a blood drive that they are doing. It's going to be a good time. So Monday morning, you're starting it in the best way. If you're watching on Facebook, share this video out. If you have any questions, bring them on. Try and stump us. Here we go.
Yes, it's going to be great. Hey, do you want to take a break so that we can go get our guest? He's a little lost.
Uh-oh, he's lost. And it's raining.
And it's raining.
He may need a
the
pep
worst
talk.
combination.
He may need a pep talk from us whenever he gets in here. Okay, all right, we're going to take a quick break. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Elevation O-Sing on KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Make sure that you go download the KHEA Radio app. Search KHEA. It's available everywhere. And then let us know what you think about it. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m.
All right, I'm going to go get him.
Kurt's going to go get Colton.
I think he's lost.
Is he lost, or just like lost, like wondering which door to come in? Because there's a difference.
Wondering which door.
If you're lost and lost. Lost is like, I don't know where I'm at. It's my first time to come to the beautiful city of Lamarck. And then if you're just like lost, you're like, hey, there's like 100 doors on the outside of this building, and I don't know which one to use. Man, I really hope. Oh, my new taco, I love it. my mom got me it. Had anybody seen these? In Talk of Taco, a couple people had posted the link that these were a thing. And I never would have bought this for myself, but I'm super happy that my mom did. Yes, it is Angie Butler. It is Colton Trout. He is going to be here in studio. I think he's here, and Kurt's trying to bring him in. Going to bring him in, so we're pumped. What's up, Mandolin? It was nice to meet you this weekend. It was definitely nice to meet you. It's always fun going out into different places and just getting to put a face to a name. And that's what happened. Was able to meet Mandolin. Hey, good morning, Russ. How is your leg doing? I know you had some surgery, and we've been praying for you, and we miss you. So hopefully everything's healing up the way it's supposed to. But hey, thanks for tuning in on Facebook. And I see Colton. He's here. Kurt's here. Everybody's hanging out, having a good time. And we're excited for Monday. So before we went on air this morning, we actually went to a business in Lamarck and shot some video. Because we went and shot video at this business on Thursday, but we forgot one very important part. There's a lot that goes into these videos. You know, we talk a little bit to the owner. We talk to some of the employees, maybe some of the people who are frequenting the establishment, and then we get shots of what they do. Well, we forgot one thing. We forgot my part. I don't even know why I was there. I was like petting. I went and saw the video, and I'm petting an animal, and then it was like blank, and it was like, oh yeah, dang, we forgot to film you, Gardy. I forgot. Kurt forgot. Everybody forgot. So it was it was a realization we came to last night. So had to wake up a little bit earlier than normal, go to a local business before coming into the office today, shoot some video of me saying, what's up? This is where we're at. This is what's going on. This is how you can get involved. Check it out. And actually, the video's done. The video's done now because it was literally just like 10 seconds. Went and recorded it, put it in the video, and it's good to go. What's up, man?
How's it going?
I'm Colton.
Colton, yes, sir.
Gardy.
Nice to meet you. Gardy.
Nice to meet you. So what's up, man? How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Loving this rain that we're having.
You love the rain?
I love the rain. I am one of those weird people that I wake up and I'm like, I get to now dance in the rain. So, yeah, I'm one of those people.
I'm one of those people that are singing the rain, rain, go away, come again another day.
Yeah.
Mama's bumped his head.
Yeah.
What? Couldn't get up in the morning.
Who bumped? Mama bumped his head?
Isn't that the song, or how does that song go?
I don't know.
He bumped his head and couldn't get up.
An old man?
Yeah,
Oh.
an old man bumped his
So
head.
you're the old man.
Yes, I'm the old man.
Cool. Hey, we got 10 seconds. We might as well go back on here right now. So here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
It is 9 o'clock on the dot, and you were enjoying that music, weren't you?
Man, I love the music that we play on KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. You might be like Angie Butler and might not have your dial set correctly yet. So I'll tell you, you have to put 99.5 FM on your dial. You can store it anywhere. There's tons. Some of you have like dozens and dozens of options. We just want to be programmed in the right way. So tune it in. Lock it in and then listen to it, because we might be number 6 on your dial, but soon enough, we will be number 1 in your hearts.
Maybe. If you play your cards right.
If you play your cards right. So that was Elevation Worship, Oh Sing, and it's a great song.
I agree. Hey, we have a special guest who is going to be sharing with us today. His name's Colton. Colton Trout. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks so much for having me on.
We're glad that you're here. You know, Kurt and me, we were talking a little bit about everything going on and stuff that you're doing. And so we kind of came up with our own conclusions. But can you share for real what you do? Like, what's going on?
And I'm actually really interested to hear what you think
the conclusions
that I do. Yeah, I'm really excited to hear that. So
It's just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh my goodness, that's great. That actually, with some of my clients, I actually have to do that. No, so I am an entrepreneurial change management business coach. So essentially what that means is I get to help entrepreneurs create the necessary changes within their own business and their own life in order to take their goals and actually allow it to happen on a daily consistent basis in order to go hit those big goals a lot faster.
Okay.
So essentially it's just kind of creating those little changes that may not always be so noticeable, but are absolutely required to go hit those big goals.
So is it specifically with entrepreneurs, people starting business? What does that mean?
Yeah, so and it's really kind of funny. I actually have a couple of clients that refer to me as a life coach. I do not refer to myself as a life coach. I'm only 22 years old, so I don't know if I can hold that aspect yet. But yeah, so a lot of the entrepreneurs that I work with are solo entrepreneurs, or they're starting really small and they're wanting to grow into bigger businesses.
Yeah.
And so that journey right then and there, it's really scary. So I love to work with those smaller entrepreneurs.
When did you realize that you had a gift to be able to, I guess, motivate or give advice? Is that something that happened very young? You're telling your mom, Mom, you shouldn't be doing that. There's a better way. She's like, you're 7. Like, what are you talking about?
So as far as the entrepreneurship part, I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur since I was like 12 years old. Like I have this joke with some of my friends, and they literally have business cards from me since I was 12 years old. So I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur for
what kind of
a
business,
really long time. So from 12, it was like a candy business,
right.
Dog sitting, the lemonades, all those kind of fun ones. And then when I was 16, I started managing a business, learned how to run a bakery, moved my way up to financial services, then opened up my own bakery. Been doing that for several years now. But as far as the whole coaching goes, that probably happened maybe 3 years ago when somebody came up to me and they were like, hey, you would be a really good motivational public speaker. And I was like, me on a stage? Oh, no. You are not getting me up on a stage worth anything. A couple of weeks later, I'm up on a stage, absolutely loving it. And then it just kind of grew from there. I spent an entire year developing a couple courses to really make sure that I knew what I was talking about and that I would actually change somebody's business versus me just being like, oh, yeah, this is what it's going to do. And it doesn't actually do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I spent an entire year to kind of develop that.
Where are you from? I'm sorry. Where'd you grow up?
So I've moved actually about 13 times, but Texas is home. So I've lived in like Italy, Michigan, Colorado, but Houston is pretty much home. It has been home for the past several years.
Gardy, I kind of forgot to mention, so I ran into him at the Art of Coffee, and I forgot to mention this because it, like, I guess just blew my, like, I was more excited about the just do it part. Yeah. But he's actually going to be doing some baking inside of the new Art of Coffee in Lamarck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot. That's probably the most important part here is that you're a really good baker.
Yeah. That's actually been something that I've been doing for years, going on 3 years now, where I infuse different types of alcohol into cake.
Okay.
So I've got a couple different rum cakes, whiskey cakes, vodka cakes, and then it's growing from there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be coming to Lamarck. The Art of Coffee, they have a couple locations, and we've been frequenting them. Specifically, I guess the one in KHEA the most, and we're excited they're coming to Lamarck.
Yeah, super excited because it's a fun environment to just be a part of being, coffee. I was there the other day, and I think it was Jimmy was there, and Jimmy was like, "Hey man, I got some great coffee. You want some?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." So it was like a Brazilian chocolate or something like that coffee, and I was like, "Where else can you get Brazilian chocolate coffee besides the Art of Coffee?"
Brazil.
Yeah.
That'd be the only other place
Time to hop a plane.
in the world. That's it. I like the pecan. There's like a Texas pecan that I think I had there last time, and it's good. I don't know. I just like pecans. But what do you get whenever you go there? Is there a
Nitro
special
cold
coffee?
brew.
Okay.
Nitro cold brew. Yeah. So I don't actually like the flavor of coffee. I don't like that bitter flavor, and so nitro cold brew totally takes out that bitterness, but leaves all the caffeine. So I love it.
Very important. So you started a business at what age? You said at 16 you started managing a business, and then you kind of started yours about 3 years ago?
Yeah, so I'd say the rum cake business was 3 years ago. The coaching and motivational public speaking was probably about a year and a half. About to hit the year and a half mark.
Okay.
So
Cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Mandolin asks, Art of Coffee in Lamarck? Where? They're actually bringing it to downtown.
Yep.
Do you have any updates on when the Art of Coffee is going to kind of be ready to go?
I know it's going to, for last I heard, it's going to be a couple months, if not a little bit sooner, but they've started working on the final details. So it should be coming soon. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, so are we.
Yeah.
We're not that far. We actually were right there, filming something this morning before we came in, but now we're here. So you were talking about a person. Someone came up to you and said, hey, you would be good on a stage as a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
For you, the way you kind of explained the story, did it seem foreign?
Yes and no. So in the financial services, we do a lot of trainings. So I was used to being up on that stage in front of a small group of maybe 20 to 50 people maximum, doing presentations, doing trainings. I was the licensing coordinator and on the leadership team. So I was used to being up on a small scale stage. But when somebody was like, you should get up there and do more motivational public speaking, to me, that just looked on a bigger scale, like maybe 200 people, 300 people.
Yeah.
And so for me, that I was like, no, like I've never done that. I don't want to do that. I'm not the guy that you look up and are like, oh, that's Colton. He's up on stage. It's so cool. And that's just, I never pictured myself like that. And then they said it. And then it was funny because a couple weeks later, I was like, okay, yeah, no, actually that sounds really exciting. I actually really kind of want to try this and do it. And so I started speaking in bigger and bigger stages.
In school, were there resources, or did you just do the internet and teach yourself? Like, how did you get the information to be like, I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to go into management? How did you find out, what do I do?
Trial and error. Yeah, so I am very blessed. My father's an entrepreneur, and so I got to learn a lot from him. I've had a lot of great mentors through the years, and so they've been able to really kind of coach me on growing those businesses and starting them and what are the ins and outs of it and every aspect of it.
That's
so
cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of business did your dad do?
So it's really kind of funny. It's right now he's doing something very, very similar to what I'm doing, just with bigger companies. So he is a CFO.
Speaking.
Yeah. So he doesn't do any of the motivational public speaking, but he does more like CFO work for smaller companies that can't afford like a full-time CFO. And so he'll come in, do the part-time work with them and help them create the financial changes in order to kind of grow and scale up their business.
Cool.
So he handles a lot more on the financial side.
So he's doing the financial side. You're doing like the idea startup side? Or
kind of. It's more of the total kind of build out. So a lot of it is team building, culture building, kind of ideas, vision, character, even going down to the sales development side of it, the marketing side of it, helping them with social media because a lot of people don't do social media anymore, or don't do social media at all.
Right.
So, yeah. So it's a little bit on the broader side.
Have y'all had the opportunity to team up and work together for a client yet?
So we are currently working mildly on a project together right now. So it's in the beginning stages of it, but we're pretty excited about it. So yeah.
All right.
Can we get some details on that? I feel like we need some details.
Not on this one. Not quite yet. So maybe a little bit later down the road.
How do you handle going back to kind of this motivational speaking piece? How do you handle the the social media aspect of it? Do you know?
Like within
Facebook,
the clients or within me?
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
So a lot of it is just kind of helping people understand the capabilities of social media. Like most people don't understand how to make social media work for them because they view it solely as a social media platform. Meaning it's like, oh, it's just where I get to keep up with all my friends and I get to watch all their stuff. So when you're working on the business side of it, you're going from the consumer to the producer. And so a lot of people just need help creating and producing content for their business or for their social media. So I help them pick one, maybe two social media platforms that they want to really dominate on. And then we focus and build a strategic plan to go create the content necessary to go dominate in that. A lot of it is video, especially right now. So
yeah, is that what's the best way to communicate? Is it video?
it's video right now, especially if you're a smaller business, it's going to be doing Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives or going live in some way, shape, or form within your audience for you to kind of continue that conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a bigger organization, doing professional videos that are a little bit easier to share, typically because you have the extra income to be able to go produce those videos. There's still ways to go produce those really nice professional videos on the budget, but your best aspect if you're a very small business is just to do Facebook Lives.
Yeah, what about a bigger business? Is there some value in them going live as well?
Oh, most definitely, because it shows that they're still human and that they still want to connect with their people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're getting too big, I don't want to say too big. There's no too big. So if you're on a bigger side and you can kind of break it down to where you can connect individually with your customers, you can create raving fans as a customer. And if you can get like 1,000 raving fans as your customers, you can go build a multi-million-dollar business.
But that's where the influencers come in.
Yeah.
And that could still be dangerous, right? For any corporation?
Dangerous in what aspect?
Well, have you ever watched The Fire on Netflix? It's FRYE.
Is that festival that who was the musician who put it on, the Fire Fest, and it was like a fake festival that never came in, and they had all these influencers saying like, "Hey, go out." They weren't going.
Yeah.
They just were taking money to promote a festival, and then they flew all these people who had paid thousands and thousands of dollars out to this island, and it was no bueno.
There. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, I had not heard of that. No.
Yeah. it happened maybe like 2 years ago or something, and so I guess Curt, he's been bringing it up every opportunity he gets whenever there's a new documentary, which I'm the same way. I love watching watching other people's stories because you can learn so much from success and failures of businesses, of individuals. You know, is that something that you use as well?
So the success part, absolutely, because you can take tips and tricks. The failure part, I think, is a little bit more important to pay attention to because it kind of tells you what not to do. But I'm always really cautious when people are watching too much of other people that are doing what they want to go do because they themselves are not actually going and doing it. It's another thing called the mimic game, meaning as entrepreneurs, they'll typically see somebody that's an influencer and they're like, oh, I want to be just like them. And so they buy all their courses and they do everything exactly the way that they do it. And then they never reach that success because they're not them. And so they get caught up in this mimic game of just trying to mimic somebody else's success versus creating their own success. When you look at any of the super big or influencer style or anybody that's you even look up to, they didn't go out there and be like, I want to be just like so-and-so, and then they created their own business. And it's like, no, I want to be me, and then they created their own business, right? They had their own unique vision, and that's what led them to creating their massive amounts of success versus just saying, oh, I'm going to go follow what somebody else is doing and just do what they do. And it's like, you're not them. You can't do that. It's like, don't do it. don't do it.
Sometimes not doing something is...
Shia LaBeouf, man. He's the best. Is that your idol? Like,
no.
Motivational speaking? I feel like... Because I'm trying to think of any other motivational speakers that I know of, and the only thing I think of is Shia LaBeouf.
Really? Have you heard of Gary Vee?
No.
Vaynerchuk? Oh, he's somebody you would probably really like. So
Curt only really likes himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, right now it's 9:13. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. Hey, right now we're talking to Colton Trout. He's going to be hanging out with us for about 45 more minutes. If you have any questions, we already see that there was a couple coming in. Maynolin wants to know, what is your information or contact? How can somebody get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can find me on pretty much any social media platform at TTDTLF. It stands for Today's the Day to Live Free. Or if you go to Facebook, just search up Colton Trout and you can find me.
So what does that mean, living free?
So with the whole movement of Today's the Day, I'm trying to help entrepreneurs create what I call a Today's the Day lifestyle. There's certain days in our lives, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, getting to come on radio, where we look and it's like, oh my gosh, today's the day. So it's like, what if we created a lifestyle and a business around that same level of energy and passion and excitement and then implemented that into crushing our goals on a daily basis.
Okay.
And so the whole living free is, I'm not worried about yesterday. It's already gone. I'm not worried about tomorrow. It hasn't come yet. How can I crush my goals and achieve my dreams today? So that's the whole living free.
Yeah. Do you make goals daily? Is that important?
So I have daily goals, absolutely. But it's really important to set bigger goals and then break them down to the daily activity to actually go reach those.
Yeah. For us, so we've had goals as a radio station. We want to hit certain social media numbers. If we release a video, we want it to do this well. And sometimes it does seem overwhelming, but you break it down a month at a time and try and take little steps to get there. Is that the right thing to do?
Yeah, so that's really important. It's really funny. So when I work with clients, they'll typically tell me, it's like, oh, I have a month goal of this. I'm like, okay, what if you did that in a day? Like, we think about it and we're kind of like, oh my gosh, that's absurd. Like, that's way too much. We could never do that in a day. Like, what if you actually did it in a day, though? Like, what kind of game plan would you have for that? What kind of energy would you have for that? What kind of passion would you have to go accomplish that if you knew that it was doable? I mean, and if we look at any kind of goal, somebody's already done it, and they've already done it way faster than we've done it or are planning on doing it. So why can't we go and kind of create that? So, having that month-long goal and then breaking it down into a daily action plan, that's phenomenal. But I'd say turn it up a little bit to push yourself if you want to really grow on a faster timetable. So, if you're hitting your numbers consistently, it's time to up it up a notch a little bit, because it may not be pushing to the actual potential that the business can actually handle. A lot of times I see entrepreneurs, they're holding back because they know that they can do more, or they know that their business can handle more, but they're a little bit afraid of it. Not saying that that's where y'all are at or anything like that. But they typically kind of err on the safer side of things versus going a little bit more out there. We're like, hey, our goal was to reach 100 people on social media today. What if we reached 1,000 people? What would we need to create or do to go do that, and then actually going and doing it? Because it's usually a lot simpler than what people think.
Well, we're consistently always behind our goals, so we're always playing catch up.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's forcing you to push.
The last week of the month, and we're like, oh man, we got it. And so we're like doing these pushes to try and catch up. Yeah. And it's worked out so far because we claw our way right up to it, and it's like, oh man, now we got to do this for this month. Okay, let's go.
Oh man, Gardy's like, Curt, go stand in a hot dog suit and on the side of the road twirling a sign,
in the pouring rain, whatever it takes.
Oh, by the way, just so people know, we're doing this event with the Bay Area Raceway happening at the end of July, where we're going to do this challenge where we do this race off and arcade and laser tag thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
sounds terrible.
Just do it. Yeah. Right? The loser has to stand on the side of the interstate holding a sign for Bay Area Raceway. Like, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do whatever I can to beat Bay Area Raceway at their own game.
Yeah.
Slashing tires, unplugging video games, like covering up your laser sensors.
Oh my gosh, we could.
Yes. There's a lot.
Oh, I hope they're not.
Maybe they're listening, maybe they're not, but we'll see. There's a lot of stuff you can do, right? To reach your goal. Wow. Hey,
winning is always the best option, right?
Yeah.
Do whatever you have to do to win.
Okay, so
just do it.
Let's say there are entrepreneurs listening right now, and there are. I see them on our Facebook stream. I know they're listening over the FM as well. Like, what is something that they can do immediately to step it up? I know everybody's in a different spot, but if you're talking to someone, what are most entrepreneurs missing out on that you've noticed that they can immediately do, even starting today? To take it up a notch.
The easiest and simplest, and it's free to do this. Share your vision with your team. If you have employees, they need to know your vision in and out. I see this time and time. I go into an organization. Walk into any business. Ask the front desk employee, what's the vision for this business? They will not be able to tell you. Almost nobody, 9.5 points out of 10 will not be able to tell you what that vision is or what that mission is. And so if you can share that simple aspect with your team and help create a culture that gets fired up for that mission, that vision, your business is going to boom right off the bat because the entire team is right behind you, focused on that mission.
One of the things that I've talked to kind of Gardy about a little bit is that we don't have those kind of get together, get pumped up kind of afternoon meetings.
Yeah.
We need something like that.
Because it's just me and you.
I know.
And we spend all day together. So what we need in the afternoon is like time apart.
Yeah, Gardy, I was
break.
like, Gardy, can we have a meeting like with a whiteboard?
I've been talking to you for like 10 hours today, and it's just like, and we're still not done. Like, no, we can't talk. We can't have a pump-up meeting.
Dang.
I mean, would that help?
Well, I mean, for y'all, if y'all are talking to each other like this all day long, like I think you're all good on that. So for y'all, if really kind of boost things, I'd be like sharing the mission and that vision on a really consistent basis with the following, because that goes back to creating those 1,000 raving fans.
We talk to the followers a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we do.
Yeah.
We probably talk to them too much. Sometimes it's a little stressful. Be like, actually, we want this and not this anymore. And you're like, but I'm Curt. Like, I'm part of the team. You can't just cut me out of the equation, followers.
Yeah.
Hashtag bring Gardy back.
Yeah.
I miss that. But hey, Kurt's going out of town. In 2 weeks for 2 days, and then
Gardy finally gave me vacation.
But check
I
it
begged.
out. Check it out. Then 2 weeks. I think not the next week, but the week after that, I'm going out of town for 2 days.
For 2 days?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to leave. Okay, so Friday morning, we're going to do the show. And then I'm kind of doing the same thing you're doing where it's like, okay. And then I'm rolling out. And then I'll be gone Monday, Tuesday, which I figured Tuesday would be good because if Chop is in, he's not at a loss for words.
You didn't make me put up a choppa by myself?
Yes.
And a Monday TGIM?
That's one of the, okay, and we didn't make that up, but TGIF, growing up, it was like, thank goodness it's Friday.
Yeah.
So we started a thing where our good friend, actually, Blake, with Freedom Hawk, I saw him post it first, and I was like, he does a lot of social media videos, and he said, TGIM in the description. I said, I love that because Monday gets a bad reputation, and Monday is just as good as Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can get work done, and that's today. Like, why not start on a Monday?
Yeah. No, it's actually really funny. I wrote an article that was called I Love Mondays More Than Fridays. Because for a lot of people, Fridays, that's the end of the week.
Yeah.
I don't like endings. I like beginnings. Mondays, that's the beginning of the week. So much more can start and to flourish on that. So, but then again, too, I treat my Mondays like a Friday. So, like, everything that I do on a Friday, I can go do on a Monday.
Yeah.
So.
Still 24 hours.
I can do Friday, like go out.
Half day on Monday.
Half day. End it with, a good celebration with all my friends and family, right?
Yeah.
You can, really.
Yeah. Monday.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why can't you have that excitement that a Friday brings you on a Monday? Like, walk into the office and be like, it's Monday. I'm so excited.
I think for him, it'd be like, because there's Tuesday. Tuesday comes up, it's like, oh, I got to come back. It's not Saturday.
Tuesday is Taco Tuesday.
That is true.
Taco Tuesdays are good.
Taco Tuesday's great. Yeah, we like tacos around here.
Yeah.
Is there a bad what day's the worst day of the week?
I would have to say that I don't know.
Right?
It's Wednesdays.
Why is Wednesday?
It's Mondays and Wednesdays. So Mondays psychologically are known as the worst days, and it's Sunday night. And that's just simply because like suicide rates go up on Sunday because a lot of people don't like their jobs on Monday that they have to go to. So Sunday evenings are typically pretty bad. And then Wednesday, because it's in the middle of the week, you're not at the beginning of the week, which is good, but you're not at the end of the week, and you still have a couple more days to go.
Yeah.
So those 2 days are typically like people are like, ugh. So that's usually when I try and have the most hype is like Sunday evenings, Monday mornings, and then like Wednesdays.
As a business, like when you're talking to businesses, are you talking through like how do you strategize like Monday morning bring in donuts for everybody kind of thing?
So that's going to go by kind of culture by culture basis, team by team basis. A lot of the entrepreneurs that I work with are either solo entrepreneurs or they have a small team or they're getting ready to kind of grow into a bigger team. So for the smaller entrepreneurs, it just kind of goes down to is like, okay, what kind of culture do you want to set for yourself? What kind of schedule do you want to set for yourself? Because when you're a solo entrepreneur, you get to set all of that. When you're a smaller team, it's really kind of understanding what they like, what they enjoy, what are their schedules and what works best for them, what are their down times and times that they're like, oh, I just don't want to be here. And then how can you kind of help with that? If that's an issue, not every business experiences that. Some businesses, they have their employees that come in and they love it all day long.
Yeah. So as a solo entrepreneur, I can see how it can be hard to keep yourself motivated because you said like there's not anybody to powwow. You know, the meetings and say, hey, we're all on the same page. You're literally talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Just being like, okay, I'm on the same page. Maybe is this the right decision? You know, I don't know.
Yeah. So when I'm working with solo entrepreneurs, and this is really good for solo entrepreneurs to have like a coach. Especially a business coach or a mindset coach or even just like a community. So like the clients that I have, they all have access to a closed Facebook group where we are a community, where we are talking on a consistent basis, where I go live on a consistent basis with them to kind of help give them that extra coaching. So that way they aren't alone. Because as a solo entrepreneur, like it can get really kind of scary because I don't have any accountability per se. You know, I'm doing the quotation marks. Because a lot of people, they don't have that accountability, and so it's difficult to remain consistent within their activity or even their motivation.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, in my head right now, all of the people that I know I'm friends with, like even Facebook friends with, there's photographers. You know, Perry Brooks right here, you know, he has a food truck. We got Chef Mary who does catering. We have all kinds of friends that we're entrepreneurs with that are doing it either, you know, solo or with small teams. And it's very common, you know, like, I think that they're doing great things, you know, but can you always take it up another level? Is there always something else you can do even if you're working by yourself still? Yeah,
because there's always ways to either residualize or to delegate. Even being a solo entrepreneur, there are so many things you can delegate to like digital assistants, right? I mean, they're super, super cheap. You can have them go do a mountain of work for you so you can focus on the bigger things without actually having like a team.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot that you can do actually to either residualize or streamline things to cut certain things out of the process to make it more effective and then easier to do. So it's not all on you.
A digital assistant.
How do we do that?
Yeah. And what can they do exactly?
Let me get my notes out here.
Oh man. Yeah, no. So like I just recently worked with a guy who is in marketing, and so he needed somebody to send out a amount of emails and to go find certain emails for his marketing strategy that he was trying to do. And so it was something that's really easy to do. It's just really time consuming.
Yeah.
So he hired a digital assistant who her only job was to go collect these emails and to send out these emails on a daily basis.
Okay.
So, and that was something that saved him 6-7 hours, but brought in a good amount of business, and it was extremely affordable.
So if we needed somebody to do like robocalls to all of the businesses inside of Galveston County, we could?
I wanted to be a robot though. Like for
Potentially,
real.
Really? Right? Like,
yeah, potentially.
Like
have
straight
you
up.
heard of KHEA? Oh man,
It's like, don't hang up. An important message is coming and be like, oh, first thing I'm doing is hanging up, right?
Want to be like,
I love
have
those
you
calls.
like KHEA on Facebook? And they're like, no!
Stop calling. I'm on the do not call list.
Everywhere.
We'd only call people that are on the do not call list.
Yeah. No, but your opening tagline has to be, just do it.
Ooh, KHEA radio. Just do it.
Yeah.
Copyright Nike, 2019. Yeah.
Or Shia LaBeouf.
Him too.
We get him to voice it, like KHEA radio, and then we drop it.
Yeah.
Just do
Yeah.
it.
For sure.
Be a great edit.
So I just need to clarify, when you say digital assistant, so it's a real person, but you don't meet them.
Yeah.
You just say like, hey, this is what I need you to do. And it's a better option, I guess, financially, because it's not someone that's working full time. They kind of pay.
Yeah, so it's typically somebody that's also in a foreign country, so like in Asia or something.
Okay.
And so for them, like the money that you do end up paying is ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
But for them, it's extremely substantial. So
Okay.
it makes it way more affordable.
Interesting.
Do you got contacts there? Because we might be needing to make these robocalls.
Yes.
I'll make a couple
Would they
calls.
be able to comment back to everybody? Because, you know,
On Facebook?
on Facebook? Because I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get like a digital assistant that can do that for you.
Ideas.
It's like a social media manager. I mean, if you want them just to comment, then yeah, I'd go digital assistant. But if you want somebody to like really engage, I would get a social media marketing. Like
No,
me.
just even hi. Anything.
Can we hire-
They have ask questions, like a detailed question. We just say hi back to everything.
Do you have contacts that have like computer farms in India that can just pump out like Facebook likes after Facebook likes after Facebook
that
likes?
I do not have, because that would be awesome.
Right? Like,
That would be
hey.
awesome. Yeah.
Because isn't that in one of the shows that I used to watch with Silicon Valley, and that's how they would be like, oh, there's like, we have like these many people watching, and it's like,
Well, it's Pied Piper. They downloaded the app, so they had all the downloads, but the daily users was not matching up, right?
Right.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
Funny stuff. So right now we're talking to Colton Trout. It's 9:29. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. Make sure you go download the KHEA Radio app so we have active users and downloads. It just came out like 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Search KHEA and you can stream us from anywhere in the world, even India. Even India, you can listen to KHEA Radio and you can ask Colton questions if you send us a text message or an email.
We do have a question here. Sweet. From Chef Mary Bassett says, talk about Instagram versus Facebook and which is a better platform for businesses to focus on.
Ooh, okay. So that is going to go, that's a great question. And honestly, it's either of them.
Right.
It's just not both of them. So I see entrepreneurs do this all the time where they will try and master all of the social media platforms. You know, there's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. They try and master all of them, which means that they can't really do any of them and they don't really have a substantial following on any of them. So I would say pick Facebook or Instagram, master that, and then move on to the next one. So Facebook, you're going to typically get an older crowd. It's going to come down to also the clients that you're trying to reach. Instagram is definitely more of a buy happy kind of environment. So if you're trying to sell products directly through social media, Instagram is typically the way to go. Facebook ads are a little bit better though for reaching people or getting emails or collecting different things as well.
So if you're trying to grow a brand, use Facebook. If you're trying to sell a brand, use Instagram.
Instagram is going to be a little bit easier.
That's interesting.
Well, and we've noticed, there's different audiences that use different social media platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a little bit of an older crowd. So it matters what you have, what your message is, and what you're either selling or marketing, what your business is. And I wonder if Instagram's buy happy because the people are less, they have a less, not smart with their money, but they're just like, whatever,
Are
right?
you
It's more of
basically
the hype.
calling millennials like dumb with their money?
Technically, I'm a millennial, okay? So I don't know.
I'm pretty dumb with my money too.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But you did. But I don't know. Yeah, it just depends. So here's another question. How do you grow your Instagram followers?
So that honestly, I'm going to refer back to Gary Vee, who gave this advice where it's going and getting out of the follow unfollow, because there was this huge movement of follow unfollow within Instagram, where essentially you would go follow 1,000 people and then the next day or a day after you would unfollow all 1,000 people, and then essentially some of them would still maintain and still follow you. It's really unorganic, it's really unhealthy, it's really unauthentic. And so if you can go find people that you are really fascinated with or you can engage with and create that authentic relationship with them through their social media, you can typically boost it via that way. So it's like going, instead of trying to find 1,000, go find 100 people and really engaging with each of them, engaging with their posts and actually commenting something of value versus just commenting like, nice photo. Or like your page, check out my page. Like that stuff drives us nuts. Like I see that on a regular basis. And honestly, anytime I get that, I just comment with like, my page is always open. They're like, hey, DM me. I have this amazing opportunity I'd love to share with you. I think you'd be really interested. I'm like, my DMs are always open. So I'll comment back to them, but they never do anything because it's either a bot or it's somebody just doing the follow unfollow, trying really hard to go get extra following without being authentic. So I'd say be as authentic as possible and then go back to really engage with your stories and really get active on the lives, especially with Instagram.
I started doing that, but through Facebook, being a little bit engaging and authentic. One of the things that I really like to do is, you've seen those posts where they say, hey, looking for, you know, can somebody recommend, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I'm always like, well, KHEA Radio, we could give it a try. It's like, hey, we need like 2 people to come and move all of this like cement blocks. And we're like, well, we got 2 people. We can give it a try. Let's go.
That's awesome.
It's funny. But now my entire feed.
Well, it's funny to you, but the person who's actually trying to get someone to move the blocks is like,
wait,
no, they can't.
are you coming? Are you going to come help me or no?
You said you were
like, we
here.
can fix roofs. And they're like, really? There's radio station down there so that they're coming to fix my roof. But now all I see on my Facebook feed is recommendations from all the groups. I'm like, oh man, I've done
the algorithm
goofed.
loves that.
It's like, oh, that's all you want to see is like recommendations.
We're gonna start getting 1-star reviews where it's like worst movers ever.
Like, we're
Never
not even
showed
a
up
moving
to fix my
company.
roof.
Yep. Yeah.
The fence is still blown over. Like it's just a bunch of different reviews. Thank you.
Isn't it? Wouldn't that be like the Huckleberry Finn thing where we would go and fix the fence? But we're like, hey, we're a radio station. How about this guy come and fix the fence? But then we take all the credit for it.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I don't know. That may be a follow-unfollow technique a little bit.
Yep, that's over niching. Over niching.
Sure. So, hey, if you're listening on Facebook, let us know if you have any questions. I like the thoughts that are coming in. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, feel free to send us a text, 346-704-1806. You can also email us, KHEA at KHEAradio.com. This is Kickstart, where we are hanging out. And we've had a good time. We've had a good summer so far. You know, whenever it gets to this time of year, what does that mean for business? What does that mean for entrepreneurs? Is it kind of like at a lull, or is this like the busy season?
For like summertime?
Yeah, summertime. Kids are out of school.
It's going to depend on the business.
Okay.
So for like touristy businesses, oh, it's booming. It's booming. Like there's a wine shop down in KHEA, and then even the Art of Coffee, right? Like their businesses are booming right now because of all the traffic that's going down there. For other businesses, it could be a lull. It just really kind of depends on the products. A lot of people aren't going to have too much of an effect during summertime, though. It's more of the winter months, as soon as school starts back up, that things typically have a lull.
I wonder, is there a way, if your business isn't like seasonal more, but if you're in a lull, is there a way you can like push through?
Yeah, so that comes down to the social media. So typically when there is a lull, it's because of a lack of consistency and letting people know what's going on. So like summertime, right? Everybody's got their sales and their deals, and everybody's doing this and doing that and promoting because everybody's on social media. And so that's why there's that big hype there. That's where they're like, oh my gosh, there's this business. I didn't know about that. Oh, let's go there.
Yeah.
So if people can consistently keep that up during their lull times, they can typically kind of avoid the lull, or if they can even ramp it up even a little bit more during those lull times to really let people know what they're doing and what they have to offer, and that typically helps as well. I mean, there's some businesses, there will always be a lull, just because that's an industry standard. So a way to get around that would just be to figure out what does your niche need during that lull.
Okay. You know, I'm going to say, a business we have coming in actually today as well is Butler's Courtyard. So they're a wedding venue, and they've talked about, hey, it's wedding seasons, but they try and fill it with, hey, we don't just do weddings, we're an event venue as well. So pushing different things to try and stay active and let people know, hey, you can do this here as well.
That's really funny. My brother's getting married there later this year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Me, I'm hoping to marry Naola there in February 2020.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
He said congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're not engaged yet.
He's not yet,
but we will soon.
I kind of got the sense of like, does she know?
Yeah.
Not yet, but soon.
Okay.
So we're talking to Colton Trout. You know, he's local, doing some really cool things. Do you find it important for you to connect with other people who do things that are similar to you, even if it's the exact same, not necessarily here or here? Is that important?
Yes and no. That's probably a really small percentage of people that I try connecting with. It's great to have that kind of community. Like, hey, like you're doing something similar to what I'm doing, or you're at the same level that I'm currently at. Like, let's connect. Let's talk about ideas. What are you doing that's working? What am I doing that's working? What are you doing that's not working? What am I doing that's not working? And how can we kind of help overcome that? But it's definitely not something that I try and do on a regular basis, just because I want people that are above me, that are doing a step ahead of what I'm doing, because I can ask them, hey, what got you from where I'm at to where you're at, in order to kind of create that change to go grow a little bit more. So if I'm talking to people that are doing pretty much exactly what I'm doing or right at my level, I'm only staying right where I'm at. Like, I have to level up. In order for me to level up, I have to go talk to people that are doing way more than I'm doing.
Level up like in a video game?
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, I guess that's something you should do as well. You know, look at something that on a scale you're doing, then look a little bit larger and try and connect with those people.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's a competitive nature that everybody has.
Most definitely.
And sometimes I don't know if it's pride or it's like, well, I'm not going to talk to them. They're doing better stuff than we are.
Yeah.
But, you know, is that the wrong mindset then?
That is definitely the wrong mindset. I think competition is phenomenal.
Okay.
Like you need to have competition. Like, so I always tell my clients, because there is that very real, I don't want to grow anymore. I'm doing really well right now. And I always tell people, if you're not growing, you're dying. It may just not be as visible. So if a business is staying really stagnant and their numbers are staying really consistent, that's phenomenal. If their business structure is planned that way and that's exactly what they want. But on the back end side of that, that means that their business may be dying in certain areas that you just become completely complacent to. So I'm always looking for more people that are doing way more than I am, because that forces me to level up, because I am very competitive. So when I see somebody doing better than me, I'm like, nah, no.
Yeah.
Like, I need to step up my game a little bit. So
how do you talk that person into letting them, like, okay, there's a circle, you know,
Yeah.
and you can be protective as a business or as an individual. How do you kind of not weasel your way in there, but make a genuine connection to where they're like, hey, man, no, yeah, come hang out. Let me show you, or like, I'll help you out.
Sharing the vision. That's really what it comes down to a lot of the time, is people love to connect. People love to give advice. People especially love to give their opinion. And so if you can share that vision, and I know this is something that's really worked for me, is sharing my vision of the Today's the Day movement, of the Today's the Day theme with people, especially people that are doing more than me, saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. I really want to take this to a bigger scale, kind of closer to where you're at. Can we hop on a phone call or a Zoom call or whatever it may be, in order to kind of talk about that a little bit more? Or, hey, can I just share my vision with you? Like, I don't want to sell you anything. I'd really love your input on this. So, or I love your opinion on it. So
Yeah.
that kind of really breaks down.
Should you practice? What is a time limit? You know, if you talk to somebody, it's like, hey, you know, they're busy. You know, I got 90, like literally 90 seconds, 30 seconds, if that.
Yeah. Well, so one of the things that if I'm talking to somebody that I really want to get on a phone call with, I'm usually pretty upfront with that. Just because their time is super valuable, my time is super valuable. I do take the Today's the Day theme really serious. So I'm like, can we make this happen today? Like, can we just hop on something really quick in order to do that? So, but plus I've also got great connections, and I've got some great mentors and people that I can give up a call on a regular basis that are either doing what I'm doing or doing something really similar to it, or they have connections and they can always make those connecting calls.
Okay. You know, on like on Instagram, I'll watch some of these, you know, comedians, and I'll see that they connect with each other, you know, but they never really, they're on the same level, or someone's a little bit higher, and they collaborate, or like even other motivational speakers, or guys who talk about business and building wealth. You know, they'll do these conferences together, and sometimes we'll collab. It just seems like it's important, you know, to keep that network.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole saying is your network is your net worth. So you got to be talking to people. Like, I make it a point to, anytime I get asked to go on a podcast, anytime I get asked to go to a networking event, like, I try and make those happen as often as possible, just because that networking is invaluable.
Cool. If somebody's not comfortable, how do they break that cycle?
Do it through social media. Like,
just do it.
just do it through social media. So a lot of people, networking doesn't always have to be done belly to belly. I love belly to belly. I love in-person interactions. I love meeting people in person. I'm totally comfortable doing that. Not everybody is. And so I say just do it through social media. There are hundreds of thousands of Facebook groups that are probably doing exactly what you want to do, or somebody within those groups are doing what you want to do, especially like within the solo entrepreneurship or the marketing or
unless you're KHEA radio, then we're the only ones doing what we're doing.
In which case you're branding everything.
Right.
So yeah, you're the wave maker.
Oh, we're branding everything. Yeah. You see we put our lines in there.
The lines,
even the lines between the cameras is branded.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what? And we're the first ever to do a taco cook-off.
That we know of.
So don't steal it before October 12th. We've already said we're the first, so we're the first.
Yeah.
As long as you say it enough, you'll talk yourself into it, and other people believe it too.
We're the best radio station with 7,698 likes.
That's awesome. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, so it's 9:43 right now. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11. We're talking to Colton Trout. Colton, where do you live right now? Like, what city? You live in Lake City? Okay. Cool. Yeah. And then you're working with the Art of Coffee. Can you talk a little bit about the bakery? I guess you started that a couple years ago?
3 years ago. So when I was 16, I managed a bakery that specialized in gourmet cupcakes and rum cakes. It used to be an old bakery in Lake City. And so that's where I learned how to do the rum cakes. That's where I learned how to do a lot of the baking that I know how to do. I've always been really good at baking, really good at cooking, kind of just had a natural knack for it. Really enjoyed it, but that's where I picked up a lot of the kind of the tips and tricks for it. So moved up to Memphis to help her kind of relaunch her business. That ended up not working out. Vision was a little bit split on both of our sides. I was picturing one thing, she was picturing another, so it ended up moving back down here. And that's when I was like, I still really enjoy this business. I really enjoy this niche. I really want to do this. And so that's when I launched my own. I did it really seasonally for the past 2 years, which it doubled each year. I'd make a couple social media posts and I'm like, hey, I'm baking. And then I'd be baking for 2 months straight and like coming up for air like, like I have too much to do. And so this is the first year that we're taking it kind of year round. And so to kind of jump those lulls is kind of figuring out what does people want in this niche. Like one of them is like a lemon rum cake. So when you think rum cake, a lot of times people think, Christmas time, Thanksgiving, holidays, or like in Jamaica, tropical. And so they don't always think year round for cakes infused with alcohol. So
what about a digital baker where you like help? Digital bake, that would be nice.
I don't think I could do that one. That would be pretty cool.
So we had a question. Which bakery was it that you worked here locally for, if you feel comfortable?
Miss Gaddy's Gourmet.
Yeah, Debbie Gaddy. That was the guest.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey.
And you're correct.
No. Yeah. Yeah. No, I love her. She is amazing. So she helped coach me enormously when I was 16. So like I was working and trying to figure out what I was trying to do. Yeah. And so I owe a lot of my success to her.
Is it kind of cool to come back down here to, because it's Lamarck area, right? To come back down to Lamarck for the Art of Coffee and being here.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it.
Do you have any idea when they're going to be open yet?
You already asked that. They said
I just want to know.
He's drilling me.
I really want to get down to the final.
Yeah.
I don't think they know yet. It's a work in process. Opening a business, and you work with a lot of entrepreneurs. You are one yourself. You have your timelines, but is everything subject to change?
Yeah. Yes and no. It's just kind of more like a fluid kind of flexibility thing. So when you live kind of like a today's a day lifestyle, it's kind of like, okay, things are going to happen. We already know like it's going to open up. We just don't know when. So if I was like that business owner, I'd be like, okay, what can I do today to kind of take us one step closer to making that happen?
Yeah.
So some things are super fluid. You're not going to know exactly when something is going to be finished, especially on a project like that.
Yeah. And then whenever it happens, are you always prepared? Like, hopefully you are. Like, I mean, should you try and just, take everything on that you can and then figure out how to learn how to do it as you go? Or
so there's an aspect to yes, doing that, and then there's an aspect to don't do that. So for certain projects, obviously, if you can say yes to it, it's like, go do it. It's like, so when I was first asked to speak in front of a group of like 100 people, I was like, I've never done that. Like, so, but that's one of the things like, okay, now I need to go learn how to go do it. Like, I'm going to accept that and then I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
And so in an aspect like that, absolutely. There's other aspects though. It's just like, you probably shouldn't do that. It's like, I work in the baking world. I want to go, learn how to drive a race car or go become a professional race car driver. It's like, no, you probably don't want to go accept that kind of career job when you really have no idea what you're doing. So, or it's like, hey, go drive in this race, and I'm like, I've never done that. So
I would.
I don't want to learn how to go do that yet.
I would easily.
Yeah,
I would sign up. I would do it.
Awesome. Just
and
do
I'd
it.
Fail, and then I'd be like, okay, I tried that.
Yeah.
Next thing.
One of our interns, KHEA, he wants to be a race car driver, and it kind of blew me back because he's an actor. He's a theater major. And he does a lot of really cool stuff locally, and
the art.
He has a great voice. He has a great voice. So we're like, dude, you come hang out with us, right? Yeah. And he was like, man, I want to drive race cars. I thought he was pulling my leg for a bit. I was like, you want to what? Yeah. I was like, well, like, what are you doing? He was like, well, I don't know where to start. And I was like, I don't know where to start either, but we can start looking right now.
Yeah.
If somebody has an idea for a business or a career, what's the best place to start? It's overwhelming.
Best place to start. Business plan, obviously. It's just really kind of getting that vision down. I'd say spend a couple of days, if not a couple of weeks, really just working on that grand vision of you have this business. Like, what do you want that business to inevitably do?
Gardy, we
even
should
if it's like
talk to him.
super, super big. Yeah.
We should have talked to him last 2 Novembers ago.
Yeah.
When we were doing our business, we could have had a vision plan. We could have, instead of it was just like, well, we're going to do this and try it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. At the beginning of KHEA, we were just getting comfortable ourselves because we didn't have any background doing anything like this.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit, but not really. And then you kind of get comfortable doing something, and then like, okay, let's try this. Let's try this.
Yeah.
And then as you keep going, you get bigger visions and ideas. Yep. Also, I will say this: there's a lot of people we have the opportunity to know, and they're amazing. But everybody else has ideas too, and so we kind of have to filter ourselves because you can only do so much.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other voices that maybe you don't, they are mentors and maybe they tell you, but do you always follow through what the mentor suggests or says?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. And so the reason being is your vision is your vision. nobody else is going to have that exact same vision. And so it's really important to make sure that you're staying true to your vision that you see. Like I've had several coaches that I inevitably didn't work with because I shared my vision for it with them. Some of them are like, oh, that's kind of too big of a vision or whatever. They're like, oh, you should do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, that's not actually in line with my vision. And so, no, I don't take everybody's advice because not everybody is going to inevitably know what is going to be best for the vision and what I'm creating. So some people will, like Miss Gardy, like she had a way with cupcakes and coming up with recipes that I still have no idea how she did it. Like she was phenomenal with that. So if she wanted to come in and be like, hey, try doing this differently with your recipes, because she has her recipes, I've got my recipes. If she wanted to come in and be like, try doing this, make it a little bit better, like I would totally be like, of course, because she is absolutely phenomenal with that. Yeah.
Does she ever come in and be like, this recipe tastes mighty familiar?
No. And that was like a concern. Like when I left that business, that was a huge concern for me. It was like, I do not want to take her recipes because she worked extremely hard on those recipes. So I did a bunch of different research. I found a bunch of different recipes online that anybody can go find. And then I developed my own recipes. I have my own unique tips and tricks for my cakes.
I do that
packaging and everything.
I do that when I cook hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I switch them up.
Yeah.
What do you do differently?
I cook them in extra virgin olive oil.
Nice.
It's good.
That's the secret, yeah.
And then you put the bun down. I was so mad yesterday. I made hot dogs. I didn't have any extra virgin olive oil, and I was kind of disappointed. And so I had to put butter on the pan instead, and it was gross.
Oh, man. I love butter.
Me too. I like butter.
So you do a podcast for motivation, correct?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your podcast and what that podcast is like and how people can maybe tune in? And
Yeah, so that is actually something that I just recently started, probably going on now 2 months. It's actually been doing extremely well. Like I kind of had some expectations for it, and then it's just totally blown past those expectations. And so I had a lot of clients that were reaching out to me like, I love your Facebook Lives. I love your Facebook posts. I love our coaching that we do. I want to be able to listen to you without us having to be together. And so that's kind of where it kind of came from, where it's like, okay, I need a way to be able to just kind of sit down and have like those just do it kind of conversations where I'm able just to kind of speak and kind of, they get a sample of like the motivational public speaking that I do in a sense, with it being just a little bit more personal. So,
sure.
But yeah.
What's your setup like? I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So it's really kind of funny. I do not have this fancy of a setup. I have a stand that looks just like this one. I've got a way smaller mic that I got off of Amazon, and then I've got my laptop, and then I just do it in my room.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, we have people that reach out to us that were like, hey, what kind of setup? And so we'll tell them what they have, but then we also give them, this is the most affordable way where you can do exactly what we're doing, for the most part, and a lot of people have reached out to us, and I feel like we've shared that because I like it. I like sharing what has made us, gotten us to this point, what worked, what didn't work for us, and then if anybody has any, ideas, we listen to them and we'll share, as well.
Because one of the cool parts about our business is we want to help grow other businesses, and so, for instance, we have a good friend, Pierre Castillo. He does Pierre Castillo Live, and his show is fantastic, and we love being associated with Pierre Castillo. But I'm
supposed to go on that show
on Wednesday?
Sometime soon. I know we're narrowing out the date.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
he's a great guy, but he brings in businesses. And businesses get to share their stuff. Yeah. Which is awesome. We love any opportunity that there's a chance for a small business to come in and grow.
Love it.
And so we love supporting that. We love giving feedback on how to make other people successful just like we are.
For the most part. I mean, here's
You're like
the
your
thing.
Own coaches.
Well, I don't know. You may not want to listen. But like, success is something different for everybody,
Absolutely.
And
it should be.
People have different goals. So, I just like living, like somebody living, hey, this is a success. This is what my goals and my plans were. And then for other people, it's just like, I want to take over the world, It's just different.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so for me, when I talk to a lot of coaches, they have these really, really big ticket kind of items. And so I've kind of adopted a thing was like, I don't want my services to be super expensive expensive for people, but I want to reach a grander amount of people. So like I have a goal, and I'm totally okay with saying this, like 8,000 clients by end of this year.
Yeah.
Like most people, they think of that and they're like, are you, nope. And just because that goal totally scares the living crap out of them.
Yeah.
Also, there's only like 3 other people that are doing it. Like in the whole like motivational public speaking space, coaching space, there's not many other people that are out there doing it. So, yeah.
So what's the plan? Like, how do you get there? You can't. I mean, I guess you could if you had a plan for it, but like 8,000 people, it's going to be internet based.
Yeah, social media based. Yeah.
Okay, and then it would be people that would listen to like one post, or is it individualized? How does that work?
Well, so I created a couple courses. I've got those courses in a closed Facebook group. So everybody that has access to those groups has access to those courses.
Awesome.
And so essentially it's just getting those clients connected to that and then through the coaching through there. So since it's a lower ticket, it's not one-on-one. It's more of a group kind of based coaching. So it makes it way more affordable for people.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I love it.
That'd be great. I think we need to have some conversations about how to grow KHEA radio. Maybe we'll become a client.
Cool.
Maybe, possibly. Because sometimes I need some motivation.
Yeah.
Like...
Am I not enough? And I'm like, get to work, Kurt. Get to work.
No, apparently you don't say just do it enough.
Just do it.
Do it.
Yeah, that's what I need. Like Monday morning,
Yeah.
before we go on, 8:30. Hey, Kurt,
Yeah.
just do it. I'm like, man, Colton said just do it. We got this. Let's do this show. Let's go.
No, Kurt needs the kind of and this happened this morning where I'm like, Kurt, are you awake? Like, are you coming to work? Are we
He
going to still
texted
do
me
this
at
today?
6:40. Of course, I'm not going to respond back at 6:40.
We were supposed to be somewhere
would've.
at 7:45. At 7:45, and then so I call him at 7:20 because I texted him like 10-minute increments.
Yeah.
Up until 20 minutes before we're supposed to be there, and I hadn't heard nothing back.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kurt, hey, are we still good? Are we meeting at the place? Because we had to film before we came here.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah. I'll be there. Yeah, Gardy, yeah. I was like, all right. So I'm there at 7:45. And, we ended up getting it done, but still, he was just like, so I didn't wake up till you called me. I was like, I could tell. I could tell.
Yeah.
I was trying to sound awake, like,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready right now. I'm ready to go. Let's go. And it was not happening.
So we're talking to Colton Trout. Colton, we have about 3 minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to share while you're here right now?
The number one piece of advice that I always kind of tell people is to cast their vision on a daily basis. The main reason a lot of companies have lulls, a lot of people have that lack of motivation is typically because it's due to passion, where and passion is only simply an energy. It's not an actual like job or career. So to create that passion, cast your vision on a daily basis. What is that grand picture? What are you working for? It's kind of reminding yourself of the why. A lot of people like to talk about like, why are you doing this? Really casting that vision to lay it out, like, why are you doing this? Where are you going? Because when you can have a clear picture of where you're going and what you're doing the actual action steps, like it fires you up to where you literally in your head, you're thinking, just do it, because you know exactly where you're going. So yeah,
awesome.
Cast your vision.
Thank you. What's your website, social media? How can they get hold of you one more time?
So on social media, it's TTDTLF. Today's the day to live free, or you can just look up Colton Trout and you can find me pretty much anywhere.
Awesome. Thank you, Colton. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us.
Appreciate it, man. We do.
We're going to take a quick break. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Whenever we come back, we're going to have Butler's Courtyard here in studio. Colton's brother's getting married there at the venue.
Yep.
Here later this year?
Should we try to get a discount for him when they walk in?
Ooh, I think he would appreciate that a lot.
So, business ideas here, right? Like,
okay, how can we make this happen?
Discounts. Discounts.
How do we make this network?
Focus.
Okay, thank you for that. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.
Oh,
you're crazy.
Isn't that what was that from High School Musical where they were like,
Yep. Yep.
I feel like that's what I need to do before I go into business meetings because it gets you pumped up.
Yeah.
Motivation.
Gets the squirmies out, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm awake now.
Sweet. Good.
It took me 2 hours to finally get out of bed, but I'm there. I'm there. So stay tuned, Facebook. We're going to be talking to Butler's Courtyard next.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's looking at our award. She's like, she's impressed. We got
our first award,
the business window of the month, because it's so foggy.
They give us
by
business
the city.
window of the month, which is awesome.
Awesome.
Our first ever award. I put it on my resume.
Oh, there we go. Is it on
you-
your LinkedIn?
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
Hey, also, I may have just weaseled us into being admins of the Talk of Lamarck. So I
Good.
feel like we needed to be. After we made a video for This is Lamarck, we should be admins of the Talk of Lamarck.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, Colton. Hey, we'll hit you up. We'd love
Sweet.
to do some more stuff together. Just go to lunch and whatever. But
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, man.
it's nice to meet you. Hey, if you want to get a hold of Colton Trout, search his name. And today is the day to live free. Search that. You can find him on social media. Check out his podcast, and let us know if you would like to see Colton come back on the air. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'd like to see Colt. I listened to part of it on the way here, but what's his jam?
What is he?
Podcast?
So he does motivational speaking. He works with entrepreneurs who are looking to kind of get their plan together, looking to grow, maybe not knowing where to start. So
Part of it, but
yeah, today so his today is the day to live free is the name of his podcast. But yeah, Colton Trout. He also is a baker.
well, that's what I heard. He learned from Mrs. Gardy.
Yes. Which have y'all been to Mr. Gaddy's?
Yes.
Man, that dude can make pizza. I love Mr. Gaddy's. They still have the one over there. Yeah,
NASA. Do we put these on?
you can. Have you? Is this your first time?
I haven't been
We were
since you have your new setup.
Really?
And I never get the headphones. Usually Lindsay gets the headphones.
Oh yeah, put them on. No, so we were tripping out a little bit
This
because
smells fancy.
we were tripping out whenever you were asking, like, hey, what kind of what do I tell the people?
Directions.
And I was like, what? That's why I text Kurt. I was like, is there something I would like? Is rereading the message? I was like, what? I'm not sure what she's asking
He was
because
like, what's going on? I'm like, Gardy, you're responding like really weird.
No, it's so rude.
It was so
What did I
rude.
say? That was rude.
And he told me, he goes, doesn't Amber watch her shows?
That's
And I was
not
like,
true.
whoa, calm down.
I needed directions because I brought a friend with me today. Okay, I don't like this.
You don't like the headphones?
No.
Leave them on. You look cool.
Yeah, but
You
I
do
don't
look
like the
fancy.
sound of my voice.
Some people
I have a horrible voice.
It sounds great.
It does.
It's just like yes,
Can we hear your voice?
My voice sounds probably okay, right?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Amber's not listening.
Maybe she
so-
just doesn't like the sound of our voices coming through her ears like that close.
No, it was my own voice. It my eyes are watering now. Just okay. I'm sharing. I'm not being rude and texting.
Oh no, you're good. I'm used to
Okay.
it. I got this guy I'm hanging out
being
with all the
rude.
time.
Okay.
I
He
never-
says the same thing. He's like, I'm sure. I'm like, yeah, okay. I
I'm trying to-
see the reflection. He's like,
Texting
Sometimes
his
I have to be
girlfriend.
careful. Like, oh, they can see what I'm doing on the camera behind me. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
take a look.
My
Hey.
hoop earrings are not headphone friendly though.
Yeah. You can take
Well, they
them.
look cool though.
Thanks.
Poking out the bottom.
Good.
That works.
What matters is that they look cool.
Yeah.
Pretty much whenever it comes to video.
Story.
Yeah. Hey, so is it still raining outside?
Pouring.
It is pouring.
It's
Yes.
disgusting.
Still,
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm gonna flip a table.
I don't like the rain. Too much.
No, I'm not a rain fan.
Yeah. I don't like getting wet.
So today's the day.
Today is the day.
There's a blood drive going on, taking place this afternoon, starting at
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. That's what I thought. What's going on? Can you kind of tell people? Let's start there. I
Sure.
think that's the most important part
Absolutely.
of why you guys are on the radio
It
today.
is.
So we are doing a day to honor the Decker family at Butler's Courtyard. Bay Area Mothers of Multiples is helping to organize a blood drive in memory of Joel and Seth Decker, who
I think you have to tell
they
or what we know.
Okay. So the Decker family lost both their twin boys over the last 18 months to leukemia. And so we are doing a blood drive in their honor to be able to kind of help support them. It's been kind of their mission now to get more people registered for Be the Match. So Be the Match will be there today too to do get people registered to be bone marrow donors. And then we also have the donor coach coming to do a blood drive. We are also doing a financial contribution to be able to buy rocking chairs for the oncology floor at Texas Children's where they received treatment. So Furniture Zone is partnering with us to be able to
Thanks for that connection. To
Yeah,
you
that
guys,
was
by
awesome.
the way.
They're
we
awesome.
really appreciate that.
super great. They are helping us to get rocking chairs to be able to donate. So if anybody wants to donate, they can go to HoustonTwins.com/donate and they can donate you can't donate blood, maybe we'll take your money. So to help support that family.
And Robinette and company will also be there doing their Dish and Dash. They don't usually have hot dogs, but they
have
do
tacos?
delicious, hearty homemade
Family
meals, family meals. And so 20% of everything that's picked up today, she's going to give it to the Decker family to use for, however they need it, honestly.
Wow.
And so you can give blood, then pick up your dinner, or just swing by and pick up dinner. These meals are also great for freezing, or like in our case, we're always taking meals to our pregnant mom, twin mom friends, or moms that just had babies. It's a really great way to take them an entire meal and they can have it.
Can y'all explain if somebody's not familiar with Bay Mom, what is Bay Mom and how do you become a member?
It's the best club
It's
ever.
awesome. So Bay Mom is a Mothers of Multiples club. So all of us have twins or more, multiples. We have a couple of moms who have multiple sets of multiples, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
Like a support group, basically, for moms and families who get blessed with twins or more, because sometimes you just need an extra set of hands and somebody else who's in the trenches with you and can understand what it's like
for
to have.
me. It's really been a lifeline, because not only did I meet amazing friends that I know now will be lifelong friends, but my sisters, my other friends with babies, they couldn't relate to my daily struggles, if you will. And
There's two of them.
There's two of them, and like
all the time.
simple. I mean, even when I was pregnant, I remember just reading the scrolls and like I actually had a little notebook where I would take notes, and questions like, how do you get from the house to the car in the rain with two babies? We have different logistics.
How do you do
get wet.
that?
You just get wet. No, you just have to get strong and take them both, or you kind of take one and leave one, dry under the porch and then run back and get them, or,
Yeah.
But just logistical things, questions about their emotional health, because it is different than a single child. How do I give attention to both children? So we have a Facebook page, which is amazing and great advice and support and humor. And then we also do fun stuff. Like this past weekend, there was a big pool party with all the Bay Moms, and we do parties for every event. The Santa thing that you guys came to. So it's not, and you don't get judged, when you come and your kids are crazy and you can't manage them. You just help manage them. And, we can be out in public and see another kid, and our instinct is to help, but we're, as a parent, you're kind of like, well, I don't want to overstep. But with another Bay Mom family, we expect each other to overstep, because our hands are overflowing. So it's really nice to have that physical help, emotional, mental support. So
I saw your twins out hustling some lemonade this weekend.
They were.
And they looked really cute.
Thanks.
That helps.
Cute.
I think there's two of them, and it's just like, like, do you want to buy some lemonade? This one's saying please, and it's like, yes, of course, yes. Well, we'll buy all the
All
lemonade.
of it. I want all of it.
They did pretty good.
So your twins, are they boys, girls, boy,
I
and
have
girl?
boys.
Twin
I have
boys.
twin boys, and then I have an older son who's 20 months older than my twins.
Wow. So almost triplets.
Pretty
kinda.
much. Well, yeah.
What's the difference? There's obviously a difference between boys and girls. Sometimes in the way they act, sometimes there's not. But how is it different for you as opposed to to Amber? Like, have you seen any difference or?
Yes, boys. I have found they don't sit still at all. Like Amber's girls, when they come over or play, like I can have them sit down at the table and color, and they will stay there.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Or sell lemonade, and I feel like they'll stay there and sell the lemonade with the boys.
No,
maybe not.
No, yeah, mine are a little bit rambunctious.
They just have a different energy.
They do.
I mean, you have one of each, right? So it's just a different energy that they project and that they require, and it's just a different energy, really. Yeah.
How old are your twins?
7.
7. Okay.
Yeah,
They're right out there.
they're.
Oh, I see them.
Oh yeah, all 3 of them.
Well,
are out there.
it does look like triplets.
Yeah.
Are they,
Well, and my twins are giant human beings.
are
so.
they? Are they taking photos today? Or are they playing baseball today? Hopefully, with the rain.
We are done playing baseball, but they just finished. The twins just finished playing All Stars. So
oh, nice.
we've been hardcore baseball in it the last few weeks. Yep.
So they just wanted to wear the jerseys?
They just have them on all the time now.
I don't blame them. I'd do the same if I had my uniform still fit. We got 8 seconds. We're gonna go on the FM right now and let everybody know what they can get into today. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's 10:08 on a Monday morning. I'm thankful for another Monday. It's the beginning of a new week, and it's going to be an awesome day today, right? Rain and all.
We're going to have a lot of fun today in the rain. We might get on our rain boots. We might go dancing with the yellow umbrellas. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great.
Singing in the rain just a little bit today. So we are excited as it is 10:09 on a Monday, and we have Bay Area Moms and Multiples in. We have Butler's Courtyard here in studio. How are you guys doing today?
Hi, we're good.
I'm glad y'all are here.
I brought some friends with me today.
And then they brought some twins and some kids that are hanging out in the foyer as well.
Tag along. Gotta love summer.
So Bay Area Moms and Multiples. If somebody hasn't heard of that before, what is the Bay Area Moms and Multiples?
So Bay Area Moms and Multiples is a group. We're a nonprofit, actually. And we are a support group for families that have multiples. So twins, triplets, quads.
What's the most? Who has the record? Is it quad?
Right now, I think it's quads.
Right now, it's quads. But then, we do have a couple of families that have multiple sets of multiples. So our friend Jessica has 2 sets of twins. We had at one point someone with a set of twins and a set of triplets.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
Lots of little ones.
Can you ever be prepared for that? Even one baby seems like it changes your life automatically, even if you already have one. But then if you have 2, it's just, you can have all the advice in the world, but it's just I don't know if you can be prepared.
Having somebody who's been there give you advice is a lot better than trying to go through it alone.
I mean, what the club has done for me, I said it a minute ago, but besides friendships is moral, emotional, mental support, and some physical support. There's times when childcare falls through and you're in an emergency and we are willing to help, or we're out at an event and your kids are acting crazy. You only have 2 hands, and if you have 2 or 3 kids, you're outnumbered. So we really help each other out, and we lean on each other a lot. And, just how do I raise healthy twins emotionally? Help twins. What's this rash? Same stuff a lot of moms clubs get, but it's really good. And then we also support each other, when there's a tragedy, or when you're on bed rest, we'll take meals, or we'll help run errands. When babies are born, it's really hard to tend to newborns, take care of yourself in healing, and cook meals. So we'll bring meals for new moms. Or, in the case of the Decker family, we've kind of been praying for them this whole time, and now they've suffered these great losses, so we want to just do a little bit to brighten their journey and just kind of help.
Show them how much we care about them and support them.
So there's a blood drive. Can you share everything that's going on with that?
Sure. So today at Butler's Courtyard, we are doing a blood drive in honor of Joel and Seth Decker, who are kiddos of one of our Bay Mom members. They both were diagnosed with leukemia, and over the last 18 months, both of them have passed away. And so we are having this blood drive to show the Decker family how much we care about them and support them. The community has really rallied to sign up for today, so we're really excited about getting all of those people in there. We have, I think, 35 people right now signed up. So our goal is 25. We've got space for
They're
more.
taking walk-ins too.
Yeah, we'll take walk-ins. It's from 2 to 8 tonight, and then we are also Be the Match will be there to get people registered for the bone marrow donor program, and then we also have Robinette and Company who will be there to for their Dish and Dash. So they are donating 20% of the proceeds from tonight to the Decker family, and then we also have partnered with Furniture Zone to be able to purchase some rocking chairs for the oncology department at Texas Children's, so that families like the Deckers who are spending months at a time at the hospital have somewhere to comfort their kiddos and sit and just rock them and be present with them in that time. And so if anybody wants to donate towards that cause, you can go to HoustonTwins.com/donate and donate financially.
So can we talk a little bit about, I guess, the importance of being a donor? You said Be the Match and bone marrow. Can we talk about that just a bit? Why is it important?
Well, I'll let Shannon touch on that in a second, but something that struck me when the lady came out with a coach is she said they run on about a 3-day supply of blood, meaning if people aren't constantly donating, they would run out in 3 days. And right now in the summertime, they only run on a 1-day supply. That shocked me because I had no clue. Obviously, thank God I've never needed blood or anything, but so that was a really big kind of like wow to me.
Right.
And so if we could get people to come out and give blood, and then Shannon probably has more information on Be the Match, but I'm told it's just a simple swab. There's no needles, so
Yep.
at least at
Just
this stage.
But being part of both Joel and Seth needed bone marrow transplants, and so being part of that registry is a huge thing it's a national registry, so you can get matched with somebody across the country.
Is it just bone marrow that they test you for? Is that all Be the Match does, or do they do other testing
I'm not
as well?
sure.
Okay.
Today we're just doing the swab for bone marrow, so but we're excited to get people registered through that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so that's today, Monday, June 24th, 2 to 8 p.m. It says donor coach. Does that mean there's a big old
It's
like
a big old
truck
big old
bus that
Yep.
pulls out there?
So we have them there down at the end of the shop in Butler's Courtyard. So you'll see it when you turn on. It'll be on the corner of Colorado and Michigan. But if you just come to Butler's, you'll see it. It's a huge bus. Hard
Right.
to miss.
And if anybody who's coming has little ones because it's summer and kids aren't in school, one of the Bay moms will be there throughout the day today probably me, to hang out with kiddos in the shop while the parents donate.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want there to be any excuses.
Yeah. So what is the requirements to be able to donate?
That is a good question.
I'm guessing 18.
It's 18 or 16 with a
Parent.
parent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, donating blood. I remember growing up, my dad, he would go donate blood. It seemed like all the time.
Yeah, you can
Just
donate like once
because.
every 6 weeks. And actually, they will, the Galveston County Gulf Coast Blood Bank will send you a recurring reminder every 6 weeks once you
can come back
register.
in.
Yep. You can come every 6 weeks.
Yeah, and you can go to giveblood.org and find out more information as well. It looks like you can even schedule an appointment.
Yes.
But you can also just show up today, 2 to 8 p.m. Check out Butler's Courtyard as they are hosting a blood drive for the memory and in memory of these two young men who passed away, and they are as cute as can be.
Oh
you
my
know,
God,
looking at this
that's
photo.
So cute.
So that's terrible that happened. But you know what? Right now we can help make a difference. For the future and decide. Make a difference today. Do something big today. It is Monday, and we're
Good
excited
day.
to start a new week, but why not today?
One of the things I wanted to ask, why is it important to do a blood drive for the Deckers? Because, you could do any kind of fundraiser, but why is it important to do the blood drive? And I think I know the answer, but you guys can kind of explain it for us.
Well, both the boys obviously got lots of blood over the course of time. But this is the way, when we talked to the family, this was one of the things that they have been very clear about was important to them. And so when we asked them, what could we do? That was the first thing that Will said was donate blood. And I said, okay, well, I can do more than just donate my blood. I'm going to organize so that lots of people can do that. So really it's just a way to show them how much we care.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and like I said, the fact that they run on a one-day supply.
One-day
I mean,
supply
that's
in the
really
summer.
scary. That
1 day
Kind
supply.
of freaked me out when I heard that.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So right now it's 10:17, and we have another guest that walked in.
This is
and
my friend Angela. She's my other friend I brought with me today. So
she has twins as well.
no, she does not. She's with Huskin Courtyard, but she has two cute little ones too.
But
so
not twins.
I'm sure she would back us on the effort of giving blood. And I mean, what if your kids needed that?
Right.
And then the rocking chairs, we were in the Bay Mom, we have a board meeting, and one of our members, Allie, works for Texas Children's, and we were saying, we want to do more. What else can we do if people want to give money, because some people, they don't want to give blood or they live at a
can't.
distance or whatever, or they can't for medical reasons. So she brought it to our attention that there are not enough rocking chairs in the oncology ward. And yes, I'm going to cry because I'm a mother and I can't imagine having sick babies or babies that are in the process of passing and not being able to rock them and comfort them, and also have that for myself. It's very comforting to rock your child. So thanks to our connection through you guys with the Furniture Zone, I reached out to her and they so generously offered to help us with a really good price for a really nice rocking chair, and they've also offered to donate some from themselves. So I think she said three. Yeah, which is
Amazing.
huge. And so we are just blown away by that generosity. We've already had a couple of people donate money, and we're hoping to get a bunch of chairs for that ward specifically, for those parents to comfort their children. So yeah, like Shannon said, you can go to our website, HoustonTwins.com/donate, and give financially if you're not able to join us with the blood drive today.
Yeah, Furniture Zone and Stephanie, they give back. It seems like every opportunity.
All the time.
Amazing.
Yeah, really, really good people. We recommend you go check them out because whenever you go and do that, you're supporting our community as well.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I've never even met her, but I just know from listening and watching your show that they're so generous. So they came to mind, and we're just so grateful for that.
I do want to encourage everyone who is currently listening on 99.5 FM or watching on our Facebook Live page, please share out this information. Call a friend, text a friend, tell them to tune in to KHEA Radio or on our Facebook Live page. Because, maybe there might be somebody who tunes in right now who could offer an opportunity to give some blood. That's taking place today at 2 o'clock. So I just wanted to encourage people to make that effort to share this information out.
So Bay Area Moms of Multiples, y'all have events, and I'll say multiple events.
Yeah.
Throughout
Constantly.
Too much.
So this
Very
is
punny.
huge, and this one's today. What else is coming up with you guys in the group?
Oh gosh, our current socials chair is just kind of just gone crazy with summer events in a good way. She's planned weekly outings and meetups for those of us that are home with our kids going crazy. We just had a swim party this past weekend. There's a skate party
There's
usually
a
in
back-to-school
August.
skate party in August. Yep.
They're going to that Candytopia.
Oh, yeah.
They got some, as a group, we can sometimes get a group discount
Cool.
for that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Of course, the Santa Pictures is every November. We do Valentine's
Yeah, lots of
parties.
parties.
We do it all. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Okay, so I just thought of something when you're talking about the group events and all that.
Yeah.
So here's what we can do, maybe, if y'all are down. So we're having our Taco cook-off.
Okay.
We need Bay Area Moms of Multiples out there in some way. We also need Butler's Courtyard out there in some way because we were talking about, wedding season, and sometimes that, it can be busy around that time. But what if people want to come and get married while at the Taco cook-off? So if we had maybe an ordained minister, I'll be
Like
there.
yourself. Shannon is ordained. She recently married her cousin.
Yeah. Well, that sounded funny. I didn't marry my cousin.
She married her cousin.
She
My
married her
cousin got married,
Cousin got
and
married.
I
Yeah.
officiated.
This isn't Alabama, guys.
I know. I actually was telling people that I'm marrying my cousins, and then I was like, that sounds even worse.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
I
you were
performed the
ministering
ceremony.
over the wedding
Correct.
for a cousin.
Officiating.
Yes. I
She
officiated
officiated
the
the
wedding.
So
There you go.
if we had a booth, though, because we're going to have axe masters out there where they're going to be able
fun.
to throw some axes. We're hoping to have Escape Kim out there, maybe with some
Yeah.
puzzles. If we have Butler's Courtyard out there, so if you want to get married, then you can maybe get married as
Like
well.
on the spot.
Yeah, on the spot.
There's already
Like, why not?
tacos.
Kurt,
What if we got...
February 2020 with Naola.
Valentine's Day.
It's very specific.
Possibly.
That's what he wants. But
I
it
mean, he
falls on
did
the
proclaim
weekend.
this the year of Kurt, so
His mom was...
It's
we called her
happening.
the other day, and she was like, well, February, it falls on a Friday this year, Valentine's Day. Like, she had the whole thing planned out. It was like,
No pressure.
how have you been looking at the calendar this long?
well, that's the thing. We've already got so much interest. I might need extra ministers there that day.
Well,
See,
yeah.
I had to make sure. I have to keep saying, like, with Naola, February 2020, because last time Butler's Courtyard was in here, apparently I didn't say her name.
Oh,
And so.
well, it was very new then, right?
No.
Oh, when Lindsay was here.
Yeah, the last time. So I'm just making sure. Like, February 2020 with
Gardy's
Naola.
on the fence about it, I think.
No, I'm just telling you to change the topic. It's 10:23. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Kickstart's going to be on till 11. So Butler's Courtyard's in here. We have Bay Area Moms of Multiples here in studio talking about an event that's taking place today. Let me see. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had the opportunity to give blood.
Well, now's your chance.
Yeah, today could be the day. What does it entail? I've had blood drawn before, like for maybe you're an IV put in. Is it the
It's
same?
the same. I mean, it's super easy. It's one stick, and you sit there and you relax for 10, 15 minutes because we're doing whole blood donations today. So you give your pint of blood and walk out the door, get some cookies,
get
and a
cookies.
juice.
Yeah, I've heard some facts, and I can't recall them, and I don't want to say any, but how much just one pint of blood can do. Like how many lives it
Yeah.
can potentially save. Or we had someone in the other day, and we're talking about being an organ donor, and once you pass on, go to heaven the next life, you don't need your organs anymore.
Yeah,
And how many
yeah.
different people you can help just by checking a box and letting your family know this is what my wishes are. please, let me help somebody else, live a good life.
Well, I think the
Absolutely.
be the match thing is pretty important too. Which I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of scared to do that because if I am a match, and you have to do it right. But,
Bone marrow?
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. I watched a show one time, and it looked intense.
I know, but if you could save two little faces like this, how can
But
you
they
say no?
literally go like deep inside of your bone. Oh, I could not.
Yeah,
So
could
that's
do
why I'd be scared of.
You could do it.
Yeah, but you have. That's what I'm saying. I'm like nervous to actually be a match because if I am, you
I
have
hope
to
that I
do
am.
it.
You know,
I've been registered for like 3 years, and yeah.
You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is on a transplant list, and so it's especially
Important.
important to me. So we actually have a living donor for my sister when she
Really?
needs hers. But
What is it that she needs?
she needs a kidney transplant.
A kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about.
So-
is getting on a list.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an event. I think it's July 21st. It's for Kira.
Kira, kidneys for Kira.
And she's I think she's like
Seven.
Yeah, she's 7 years old, and they're having an event at 3 Acres Food Truck Park on a Sunday, starting at 11:30 to 4. Where if you go, that event specifically benefits her.
Oh, cool.
And so we were talking about, donors, and we actually have one of the members of Kira's family works here at Abundant Life. And we got hooked up with another one of her sisters who came on and shared about that event. So it's very important.
She can't have a living kidney. So it makes it even more
Yep.
difficult
Yep.
because it's like, hey, if it's a match, then they gotta wait, And
Right.
so it's really difficult for that, And you don't want anything like that to happen, but
Right.
it's really hard. She has a lot of complications that they thought they had a match, but then they found out that can't actually
Yeah.
work.
So hard.
That's sad.
Yeah, so we're seeing some feedback. If you want to help, you want to get involved, you can do that today, even as soon as sharing this video out. If you're watching on Facebook, maybe tagging a friend who has an opportunity to go donate blood today, starting at 2:00, ending at 8:00 at Butler's Courtyard in League City. You can go and you can donate blood. There's going to be the donor coach, so it's a big bus that goes out there. You walk on. I mean, how long does the process take?
In and out in 25 minutes.
Yeah, 25 minutes. Show up. You can leave and you can help make a very big change starting today.
Awesome. I do have a question about that. Do you guys want people to go somewhere to sign up or just show up?
If you want to be scheduled and not have to potentially wait until a seat becomes available, we're hoping that you're going to have to wait because we're going to have so many people. But if you go to giveblood.org and then there's a digital donor login place where you can create an account. And then the sponsor code for today is 5551, and you can put that in, and it'll take you to our sign up, and you can pick a time and show up and kind of set an appointment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you donate, I mean that I would imagine that blood stays pretty local too.
Yeah,
does
it's not
it?
going
It would
far.
have to,
You're-
right?
Yeah,
Well, with a 1 day turnaround.
Yeah, I mean they're.
Is that
it's a
because
goalpost.
it only stays good for one day,
No,
or it
because
just
they
runs
don't have
out?
enough
That's
donors.
they don't have enough supply to go outside of a day in the summer usually.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Wow.
And the other question here, this comes from Angie Merton. They're starting a show this afternoon. I don't know if they have a show name yet for that show yet, but that's taking place this afternoon starting at 3:00 on our FM, 99.5 FM. Her and Kelly Williams will be joining up to do a show here on KHEA radio. She goes, and how much is a chair? We talked about that earlier, the chairs. How much are they?
The
120
yeah, 120.
for a
100
rocking chair.
$120.
So if
for
you
that.
want to donate, maybe you want to get involved, Furniture Zone is very, very awesome. They do so much good, and they've donated some rocking chairs and then given if anybody else wants to purchase one, it's like a cost,
Yeah.
Right.
So shout out to
Oh my gosh,
Stephanie
thank
Furniture
you.
Zone. They're
Furniture
amazing.
Zone. That was incredible.
Yeah.
How many rocking chairs are needed overall?
I don't know that we have a number there, and we didn't ask specifically how many they needed to put one in every room. Our goal was just to donate as many as we could.
It's a big hospital, so I think they'll find room for them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And can we share what those rocking chairs are going to be used for again?
Sure. They are going to be donated to the oncology floors at Texas Children's Hospital, where the Deckers
Spent a lot
basically
of time.
lived for 18 months. And they will be used for families who are going through cancer treatment and to love on their babies.
Yeah. And can we share about the Deckers, maybe their story one more time? And that's what this entire event and today kind of started with.
So one of our Bay Mom members, Natalie and Will Decker, lost their twin boys over the last 18 months to leukemia. And so we're just trying to honor them and love on them and just to support and show them how much we care. Because, I mean, as a mom of twin boys, I just can't fathom
I think any
the
parent,
unbearable loss
yeah,
of a single child and then having to have it happen twice.
Yeah, and so this event today, 2 to 8 o'clock, you're going to have the opportunity to go donate in their honor. And think of, there will be a lot of children, there are a lot of families, people, adults that are going to have their lives saved and changed because of, in the memory of these boys right here. So that's today.
It's their legacy.
Do you know, I've actually donated blood before at the Red Cross. I haven't done it in a while because I don't like needles. But, every time I go in there, the hardest part is not the needle taking the blood. It's the pricking that they do at the beginning. That's it. And then when it's done, you're fine. Like the needle part after, it's the pricking.
The finger prick
fingerprint is the hardest part. But once you get through that, it's
so
fine.
worth it though. Like the good you'll be doing, it's so worth it.
They prick your finger?
They do. They have to do a test.
Because
there's certain
you have to
things.
Have a certain they do an iron count.
Yeah,
make sure you're
I've
not
never
anemic.
been able to give blood because I'm usually borderline anemic. But I'm hoping through my 2 years of work with Dr. Chapa, I should be healthy enough. I should be healthy enough today to give blood. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, you usually have to sit down. From what I've done in the past, I don't know if it's changed since I've done it. I think the last time I did it was like 2012. But they do like a certain questionnaire and then they prick and then they draw the blood as well.
Whenever we went and got our blood tested with Dr. Chapa, he did a little blood test, right? And he tried to prick my finger, but I play guitar and I've been playing like most of my life. And so my fingers, like there are a lot of calluses on him. And he was like trying to get it through. And he's like, it's not going through for some reason. He's like, here, try this one, But yeah, it's just a finger prick and then they draw your blood.
So are you guys going to come today? Can we get like a on-air commitment in front of all your witnesses?
Let me explain. Like, I don't know if we want to get into this too much, but our calendar today is we have a meeting at 11:30. We got a meeting at 1:30, and then we got to be back here at 2:30 for the launch of the 3, and then a meeting at 4:30.
This lasts till 8, and you can even bring your kids, and we'll watch it.
And then my son starts martial arts at 6, but that's from 6 to like 7.
There you go.
So if I hightail over and I may be able to make it happen.
Yes, I'm putting you on the spot and putting pressure on you both.
I'm on a 6-week challenge, no joke, where I'm like eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's the start of week 3 today. So I have my lunch here. I may be able to have food delivered there. I don't know. So we'll see. No,
make it work.
I'll see. Kurt, what about you?
Look at these little faces and make it work.
I know.
I'm signed up for the first slot. I'll be donating at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, 2 to 8 tonight. Where is it at again?
Butler's Courtyard in League City.
Butler's Courtyard in League City.
If somebody hasn't been to Butler's Courtyard before, what do y'all do? Where are y'all at? And it's not just weddings, right?
No, it's not just weddings. We do all sorts of special events. We do community projects like this one. And our official address is 122 Michigan Avenue, and we're in the historic district of League City. So when you come out, you'll see the big donor coach, and that's where we are.
What's the unofficial address?
Butler's Courtyard, League
Google
City.
Maps kind of takes you to this weird alley. We're working on that. But we're on the corner of Michigan and 2nd, and we have all the way from Michigan to Colorado, so we have the whole block there.
Right across from the fire station.
The fire station. Yep.
Awesome. There's a Mexican restaurant that everybody talks about that's not too far either.
Esteban.
Well, yes, but there's another one that we pass it all
Cantina?
the time. The Cantina too, and that one's.
We
but it's
have no
before.
shortage of Mexican food
There's
restaurants.
a lot of Mexican restaurants. I'm sorry.
There
I just got distracted. Man. Anyways, it's 10:32. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. We do this every weekday, 8:30 to 11, where we try and talk about positive things that are going on in the community. If you want to be involved, reach out to us. Let us know if you have an event that is taking place where you are going to be doing something good, spreading positivity. Reach out to us. You may be a good candidate to come on our show. We'll at least share out the good that you are doing.
Yeah, the easiest way to do that is if you have an event on Facebook, go ahead and make KHEA Radio a co-host of that event. Not only does that automatically go in front of our now 7,700 followers that we have, but also it allows us to go inside of our app that we just launched. If you haven't downloaded the KHEA Radio app, go and do so. Search KHEA Radio in the App Store and the Google Play Store. If you're an Android user, you can download it. Listen to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's some benefits in there where you can get 20% off at like Texas Pit Stop Barbecue. You can get a free cupcake from Cupcake Cache.
Maybe a free wedding coupon from. Oh no, maybe not quite.
Not yet, but soon. So go check it out. KHEA Radio. We're all everywhere you can be. Instagram, Facebook, and the App Store.
We had Colton Trout in studio before you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about Butler's Courtyard, about what's coming up. And he's like, hey, my brother's getting married later this year at Butler's Courtyard. The Trout wedding. Like, what kind of hashtag
really?
is that? I'm guessing it's the Trout. It's his brother.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
pout for Trout.
Wow.
Trout.
Need a
I'm trying to think
hashtag.
of the hashtag. I'm sure they have one.
Gone trout fishing.
No more trout.
No more
fishing. Yeah.
You can't, man.
No. Okay.
On the hook.
There's a
something like
bunch
that.
of hashtag generators I recommend using.
Gardy.
Yeah.
KHEA Radio.
Not Gardy, not Curt and Gardy.
So there's someone who, I think they go to this church, the Walsh family. April, I think is her name. She's getting married, and I saw on her Facebook page the other day that the first thing that she was like, "Man, I got to get a hashtag."
That's
And so
amazing
she was
now.
asking for a hashtag.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Do you have the dress? Do you have the venue?
No.
Do you have
Gotta have
no?
the hashtag.
Gotta have the hashtag first." And I was like, "Are you serious? That's
Yeah.
funny. It's hilarious."
That's the real thing.
It's all about the hashtag. Hey, what's Lindsay up to today?
Probably just hanging out. It's her day off, so.
Man, she didn't want to come hang out with us on her day off?
Well, I didn't bring her because I brought 2 other friends. So.
Okay.
Can we talk to the other?
Yeah. Do you want?
Yeah.
I mean, we need to let Shannon go, or
She can go if she wants to, or we
Or
can
you
just
can
switch
stay.
room. It is whatever
It's
you
up
want
to
to
you.
do.
Shannon, do you have things to do?
I mean, I got those 3 little people out there, but
I think they
they're
actually
hanging.
got wrapped underneath. They were
Did
like
I
wrapping
was like,
the
they were doing some
floor.
stuff out there. I was a little worried they might have just got
Yeah.
stuck
Do you
into
want
the
to say
floor.
any why don't
Anything
we
else?
do this? Like, just say one more thing, encourage people to come to the blood drive, and then we can switch out
Perfect, yeah.
and handle that.
Just a reminder that we are doing this blood drive in honor of Joel and Seth Decker, and it's from 2 to 8 today at Butler's Courtyard in League City. You can sign up to be the match. You can buy dinner from Robinette and Company, and you can also donate money for Rocking Chairs for Texas Children's Hospital. So I appreciate you guys having us on today to be able to.
Thank y'all for coming on.
There's a face in the window.
Hey, so there's a couple comments. This is from Kelly. She said the teddy bear parade.
oh yeah.
Do we know what's the teddy bear parade?
So the Teddy Bear Parade is something near and dear to my heart. It's actually put on by the Historical Society, and then I am co-chair this year. I think they're intending me to take it on next year. And it starts at the One Room Schoolhouse Museum, and they're in the Historic District, and it goes to Butler's Courtyard. It's super cute. It's July 4th. You register at 10 a.m. at the museum. You can park at Butler's Courtyard, walk to the little museum because you're going to end up at Butler's Courtyard. The kids decorate their bikes, trikes, scooters, wagons if they're too little for strollers, red, white, and blue, and they have judges and prizes, and it's just a super cute way to let them start being involved in showing their patriotic spirit. And it Bay Area Mothers of Multiples Bay Mom is you have on the shirt today, not me, is a sponsor. Of course, Butler's Courtyard is a sponsor, and Shannon's other business, Sweet Southern Storks, is also a sponsor, and we have a couple other people helping out with that as well. So
Sweet Southern Storks. What do you do with that?
It's a birth announcement yard sign.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
Yes.
Those are cool.
So I have 6-foot tall storks that you can rent when somebody has a baby, and I plop it in their front yard with a bundle that has the baby's info on it.
Wow.
there's a
Keep it.
flamingo too.
And I have a
super cute.
flamingo that I can flock your yard.
Would you be do you do that like if somebody doesn't, but just to be confusing, be like, I want to stork their yard. They're not having a
Absolutely.
baby. We'll
Yes.
just be embarrassing.
I've done birthdays too, where like you put like somebody's turning 50, and I put their birth date
With the
on-
stork?
With the stork. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
50.
Yeah.
Could you do it in the front when we have our taco cook-off?
Yeah,
The flamingo
I have
would
a
be
flamingo.
great.
He has a Fiesta hat.
Yeah.
Well, the taco cook-off turned 0 today. It's its birthday. It would be the birth announcement of the taco
Well, I can
cook-off.
put the taco
Okay.
logo on there. It'd be great.
I feel like
I feel like it needs a flamingo.
Signfly's working on it. Tim with Signfly.
we are calling Tim with Signfly after
I'm
this,
so
trying to
excited.
get that logo done, trying to get so we can get that Eventbrite link up, and people can start signing up
You know
great.
him.
for the Talk of Taco cook-off,
Yep.
benefiting the United Way.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank
and,
you for having me.
And your boys are awesome.
They're so
They're so
well
good.
behaved
They're
and
angels.
polite. And
They're sweet boys.
Now it makes me want to have twins.
Yeah.
Like if it's this easy.
Oh yeah, those Bennett boys.
Shannon does make it look easy. She does, and I have to give her a little shout out too. She's kind of, when anyone's in need, we've had several members that have had to go in the hospital last minute or had urgent care. She is always opens her home and takes those babies and will keep them for days. And she's just so generous and giving, and just a
My husband is a
great
saint.
person. And her husband goes right along with it. So anyway, she's amazing. So
Cool.
Well, thank you guys for
Yeah.
having us today to be able to.
Of course.
Share about
Yes.
this.
Thank you for hanging out. Right now it is 10:38. We're going to be on till 11. Right now we're about to switch it up a little bit, but not too much, because we're talking about everything that's been taking place here in League City and things that have been taking place at Butler's Courtyard.
I do want to just make a quick announcement while we're switching things out. This actually comes from Pastor Walter Hallam. Again, he says VBS Roar begins tomorrow morning at Abundant Life Christian Center right here in Lamarck, Texas. KHEA Radio broadcasts live out of Abundant Life Christian Center. We're proud to be a part of Abundant Life Christian Center and be a mission of Abundant Life, and continue to spread the gospel and spread the love of Jesus Christ and community to those in the community.
So yeah, VBS starts tomorrow.
fun.
So a lot of people, Amber, you may need to drop the twins off.
Mine
let them
have
run this
done
thing.
already 2 VBS. I think we're a little bit VBS'd out because it's a challenge for me to drop them off, pick them up, drop them off, pick them up, and work and all that. So.
Really? I feel like everybody else that I've talked to in the entire world's like, no, if I plan this out right,
Yeah.
my kids can be a VBS every day of summer almost.
Well, I have a job, so it's a little bit more of a challenge because I don't trust anyone to drive them, basically. And
Okay.
So I have to take them, go to work for a couple hours, pick them up, and it's worth it. They've had so much fun. They're singing the songs. We have the CD in the car constantly. So to see the love of Christ grow in them even more in these camps have been amazing. But I think driving all the way here will be a little challenge from League City.
Well, that would be tough
But
for
are
us to
your
make
kids
it to
are going?
Butler's. At times, she rolls her.
Every day
Now
of
you
the
understand,
week. Every
yeah.
day of the week. No. You're
Calling
gonna
you
be
out on air.
You're gonna be at
Come in
karate.
here.
You're gonna be at karate. I know. You have to come today.
It's in Dickinson though. My karate's in Dickinson.
Oh, he doesn't go to the one that. Where's that?
There's 2.
Okay.
They actually have 3 locations. So there's one in League City. There's
That's
one
the
in
one I was
Dickinson,
imagining.
and yeah, no, he hasn't been to that one yet. But like the cool thing about Premier Martial Arts is you can pop over to any of them.
Yeah, that is cool.
So it is convenient.
That is cool.
So we're switching out the hot seat,
Yes.
and we're gonna talk.
Can I introduce you to
yes.
my other friend?
Yes.
So this is my other friend Angela.
Hey, great to meet you.
This is
Oh,
shaking hands. Now.
oh, there it is. I was like, what are you doing?
This is like BC and Friends Hour. So Angela owns Tuscan Courtyard, a beautiful wedding venue,
Ooh.
down the street from us, and we're good friends, and we've always been great supporters of each other, and we're having a really fun event. It's the first of its kind. I wish she brought you a flyer. She saved me on that one there.
All right.
But we're working with a couple other venues, and we're doing a passport tour.
Hey, I have to ask you, Tuscan Courtyard, Butler's Courtyard, who is better? I'm just kidding.
Whoa. They did say that. They did say, like, hey, make sure that you don't bring up, like,
I'm
any
just
of
kidding.
that.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
we did not.
It's not like that at all.
We are friendly competitors. We wish each other nothing but the best. We help each other out with questions, with pricing, because both have a totally different look.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
looking right here, 7001 Highway 3, Texas City. What's the closest like crossed intersection to get to your location?
So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're on acreage on Highway 3, so there really isn't like a big landmark that's around us. We're right in between FM 2004 and 1764.
I know exactly where you're at. And
You
it's beautiful.
know where
I pass
that
it all the
is,
time.
but
yeah.
a lot
So
of people
pretty.
don't. So basically, we're just about 5 minutes from Highway 3 if you exit 517.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to stop in, but Amber literally, like, she's been telling me, like, I'm not allowed. No, she hasn't. She hasn't. But it's really nice, and it looks like there's a lot of land. You know, there's a gate over there.
Oh, she has a beautiful fountain and pond. And
We're on
it's
10
really pretty.
acres, so it's pretty big. The venue itself just takes up 5 acres, and then we save the back 5 acres for our backdrop for our ceremony site.
Yeah, the passport tour. Who planned this? Like, who decided, like, hey, we're gonna make this happen?
That was Amber's genius idea, and she was kind enough to let us on board. So we're excited.
You know, the Lord gives me lots of great inspiration and random ideas, and I had an idea like this, and I thought that's kind of crazy because most people would say you're supposed to be competitors, you're sharing your brides, but the truth is when one of us rises, we all rise, you know?
True.
And the 4 venues that are there, Butler's Courtyard, Tuscan Courtyard, Sally Brook, and the Admiral, we all have very different looks, and we all have different price points and different clientele. So, somebody who I see a real spinny, somebody who
I can use this to my advantage, like
Yes, you
price
can.
compare and be like, listen,
Yeah.
Butler's was offering me this.
You
What
can.
can
Why not?
you offer me?
Why not? And we have fun prizes, and it's just a really cool thing. People go on a house tour. This is kind of what gave me the idea. You go on these home tours, and you get to look at several homes a day with like the different historic societies or realtors or whatever. So why not do a passport tour and give our brides a chance to see 4 venues in one day? It's kind of hard for them. They have to spread their appointments out, like us one day and Sally Brook one weekend, and then her, and it spreads it out over a month. Like, just look at them all today.
You said brides, but I'm going to stand up for all the grooms
Brides
here.
and grooms, couples. I try to
Just
be
saying.
inclusive. Yeah.
Just saying, be
Yeah.
inclusive here, because I'm gonna be looking.
You're
it's
welcome
important.
to, Kurt.
My wedding day with Neola is gonna be amazing. I need to
Claim
make
it.
sure
Go ahead and claim it.
that it's both of us
Uh-huh.
that get to decide the best day for both of us.
Exactly.
You weren't here last time, but he's singing quite a different tune from the last one. But that's good. As long as we're, I guess, moving onward, forward, and
Yes,
upward.
okay.
Hey, I'm looking at this, and I see Sally Brook. It's in Baycliff, but the models for
Does she
the
look
for this
familiar?
photo.
Does she look
you know,
familiar to you?
Yeah. What a beautiful dress. Where do y'all find these models? This is amazing. Do you recognize?
Well, the Sally Brook model is Lindsay, of course, and Eric. They were married at Sally Brook. It was a gorgeous outdoor wedding. Again, more suited to their personality and style.
Yeah. Very cool. Mm-hmm. So Sally Brook, the Admiral at Endeavor Marina on Clear Lake, Tuscan Courtyard, Butler's Courtyard. It's the Passport Tour. It's taking place Saturday, June 29th, 10 to 4. That's a lot of venues in a little amount of time. Is it at your own pace? You know you're allowed to stop and everybody's open? Is that how that's working?
Yeah, we're the 3 venues, Butler's Courtyard, Tuscan Courtyard, and the Admiral, we're all open from 10 to 4. Sally Brook does close at 2 because they have a private event that evening. But it's just like kind of come and go as you please throughout the day. You can start the tour wherever you want. When you go to your first venue, you'll get a little passport book. And in that will be a map, so you can kind of make your way around the Bay Area to each venue and check it out and see which one might work best for your dream wedding day.
So who printed these flyers for you? Do you know?
Yeah, it was.
Signfly?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
the
He commented on here.
The reason I hesitated is because I always have to remind myself that he prefers to be called Tim in a professional setting. That's my brain was calculating that. I know him as Shaheen, but yes, Tim at Signfly Graphics is our go-to guy for any of our flyers or handouts or signs.
Yeah, he commented on here. He was like, whoever printed that flyer must be awesome. I was like, it
Yeah,
must
It
be
was pretty
Tim.
awesome. It looks great. We
He's
love
just
him.
legit.
He's good, yeah.
He's the best. He's awesome. Yeah, so this is taking place really quickly. It's an opportunity if you're looking to have an event. I mean, for your venue as well, is this specifically weddings, or are there other things that you can do there as, maybe not wedding related?
So I would say at Tuscan Courtyard, I love weddings. That's my expertise and specialty. I like the routine. I like the flow. I love the couples. So I would say 99% of the time, we stick to the weddings. Every now and then we might get a corporate event or quinceañera, or maybe like a 50th vow renewal. But I would say most of the time I do like to stick with the weddings. So we recently hosted an event for the Santa Fe Honors Banquet. So every now and then we'll do something a little different, but not too often.
Cool. And it's really easy to find y'all, because seriously, once you go on Highway 3 and if you're heading south, it's on the right, and it sticks out because there's a lot of land out there that's still undeveloped, and y'all are right there. It's really pretty, and you can see it.
Yeah, all of a sudden you'll see a beautiful gated property with lots of landscaping. We are open by appointment only, so a lot of times the gates will be closed unless you have an appointment with me. But it's kind of like a little hidden gem in Texas City.
How did you get into the industry?
So I was formerly a teacher, and I was getting a little bored with that, and so I was looking for something different, and I was actually planning my own wedding back in 2010. I actually got married at the Admiral, and that's how I met Danielle, and we kind of stayed friends over the years when I got into the industry. But I just fell in love with planning my wedding, and I remember when it was over at the very end, my heart like snapped in half because I was so sad that the whole experience was over. It was just so much fun. And so my mother, she does a lot of real estate investment, and she kind of stumbles upon that property that we purchased for the venue. And we kind of thought, how hard would it be to have a wedding venue? And so we took a leap of faith and did it.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I was asking. Was it hard? What did you learn? Like, oh, this will be simple.
We thought, oh, it's just a building. It'll be great. So easy. But yeah, it definitely has been a challenge. It's had its ups and downs. And but it's been worth it. I've loved every minute of it. But it was a hard challenge, and it still has its challenges today. So, but we love it.
So whenever you met the people at the Admiral, that's where you had your wedding, right?
Yes.
Did you go seek advice from them? Hey, I'm going to open this, or did you kind of be like, no, I don't want them to be like, hey, stay off my turf. You know, this is me.
You know, when I first opened the venue, I kind of felt that way. I felt like, you know, they would see me as like the enemy, the competitor. But what I ended up going to a networking event, and that's where I met the original owners of Butler's, Nancy and Janice. And they just welcomed me with such loving, open arms. And it just changed my whole perspective of the wedding industry. Everybody was so friendly and supportive and kind. And you know, we're competitors, but not in like a mean way.
No.
You know, like Amber said, our venues are completely different. So, you know, not every bride is going to fall in love with Tuscan Courtyard, and not every bride or couple is going to fall in love with Butler's Courtyard, because we offer such different things. So,
or we might not have the date, and if I'm going to lose the business, I would rather my friend have it, you know.
Right. So we're constantly sending couples to each other, and you know, whenever I lose a client to Butler's, I'm like, well, hey, at least they went to Butler's,
Yeah,
you know,
they made a good
versus
choice.
somebody else. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm most happy about, is that they made a good choice. They're going to be taken care of, because the ladies at Butler's are always really great with their couples.
At the end of the day, it's about them having the perfect day,
Yeah,
right?
it's their day, not our day.
Yes.
They can't redo that.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a great point that you make, because on my wedding day, so the Admiral it's a DIY kind of venue. So you literally rent the space and you are completely on your own to do everything, which is great for the client who has a lot of visions of wanting to do everything themselves. But it's very hard. You know, most people haven't planned a wedding before, so a lot of mistakes will happen. And that's kind of what happened with my wedding, is that, you know, some of our vendors dropped the ball on certain things. And so that's kind of what motivates me to do a really great job and want our couples to have the best day ever, because you can't redo it.
I see Jason, who is the owner. Him and his wife own the van TX. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like some brides should get together, rent out the van. You can
And
knock
go-
out all 4 venues on the Passport Tour and have a great time.
Well,
And
I mean, Jason should just come by Butler's that day and offer that to them.
just be like,
He's
get in,
one
guys.
of our, he's one of our preferred vendors. We haven't had too many couples use them yet, but we're hoping
They're still really new.
Yeah, he's really new, and they have an Escalade, they have a van, they have a huge bus, so they can kind of
They got you
tailor-
covered.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, they donated their services for our cruise giveaway, so the winner is going to be able to
go to the
get
cruise
transported with them. Pick them up, drop off. They're local in League City.
And you have to have
exciting.
a special permit to do that for the cruises, I think, which they have. So
Cool. Okay, we got about 7 minutes left. Right now, we've been talking about the Passport Tours taking place Saturday, June 29th. If you're looking to get married, or you just want to check out some wedding venues, a lot of these venues don't just do weddings. They also do special events. I know Butler's Courtyard is having a big event today that we want everybody to know about and participate if at all possible.
Yeah, there's a blood drive taking place this afternoon from 2 to 8 at Butler's Courtyard. It's going to just basically help, you know, make sure that there's enough blood for people who need it, because oftentimes it's not the case. And, you know, we've done it before. You know, I've done it. You've never given blood before, right?
I don't think so.
And it's an easy thing. You know, yeah, you're going to get pricked twice. But if you have the capability of donating blood, why not?
Yeah.
yeah,
What, you're going to try, right?
I'm gonna try to give blood, yes, and I'm for sure gonna be the match, and I'm for sure gonna give money for a rocking chair, because that's the thing that really spoke to me the most as a mother, to be able to rock my sick babies.
Yeah. Is there anything else that y'all would like to share while you were here today?
Well, yeah, I want to shout out to our I just lost my words. Our supporters, our sponsors of our passport tour, not only do each of our venues have some good personal giveaways, so if you come to Tuscan Courtyard, she'll have a drawing, Butler's Courtyard will have a drawing, but we have a big drawing for anyone who gets their passport stamped at all 4 locations.
Cool.
And we have a overnight stay from South Shore Harbor Resort. Sunset Travel Team is even giving away a little honeymoon. Bergamo's is giving
Bergamo's Retreat in Friendswood, they're giving away a luxurious couples massage, and they just did a really big $7 million renovation to their spa. It's really beautiful and amazing, and if you've ever had a treatment done there, it's like heaven.
Take your wife.
Yeah.
And then my friends over at Kendra Scott Baybrook have given us some amazing jewelry sets to raffle off. The Knot has graciously, helped support us with marketing and given us some swag bags. And then our friends at J&D Productions helped us with the awesome video that you see, which hopefully you guys are sharing for us.
I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I don't know if I've seen the video.
It's a video of all
you
4
see it today.
venues advertising the passport tour. So
You need to
KHEA
tag me in
needs
it.
a share.
I need to see it.
I'm pretty sure you're a co-host, so
Of the video?
that falls on you, Dimples, over there.
I think it does.
Anyway, you have time.
I'm glad you called me dimples and not eyelashes.
The passport tour is not till Saturday, so there's plenty of
5
time
days
for
to
you
go
to
check it
share it
out.
for us.
Starts at what time?
10 a.m. and it goes till 4.
All right. So, hey, this has been Kickstart KHEA Radio. We got an awesome day. There's a bunch of stuff that you can be involved in as well. We recommend you go check out Butler's Courtyard today starting at 2 o'clock, where you can go donate blood starting at 2 o'clock today. So go do that. If you want to find out more information or schedule time, go to giveblood.org, and you can log in using the code 5551.
There's also an event on Facebook, which, again, you guys are co-hosts of, so people can check out further information. We'll have childcare there to help while you give blood. Robinette giving 20% of the dish and dash, and then we're taking the money for the rocking chairs, and probably most importantly be the matches there.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. So we got a busy day today, a bunch of meetings and some other fun stuff that's going on. Tomorrow we're going to have Dr. Chapa in studio like he is on every Tuesday talking about health and talking about how you can change your life without drugs, without surgery. And then we're going to also have Knockerball HTX in, which I know Curt is excited about.
I'm super excited about having Knuckleball in because it's one of those games where you get in like a bubble suit and then you run around and like play like kickball
Like
and stuff
soccer?
like that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. They're hopefully going to be at our event that we're going to be having for our Talk of Taco Cook-Off, which is taking place October 12th. It's the Talk of Taco. Go find us on Facebook. Search for the group. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so this has been Kickstart. Hey, y'all be blessed. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow, or probably even later today as we go live throughout all the festivities. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see y'all soon.
Yeah.
It's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.
All right, bye, guys. Have
Bye,
a great
Facebook.
day.